A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Costello program, starring Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, brought to you by Camel, the cigarette of costlier, properly aged tobaccos. The Abbott and Costello program, with the modern rhythm of Will Osborne's orchestra, Iris Adrian, our singing star Connie Haynes, and spotlighting that chunky, chubby little cherub who, when caught asking a neighbor lady to take her shoes off because his Uncle Artie Seven said she had crow's feet, calmly said, "I'm a bad boy." Well, Costello, where have you been? Why weren't you here fixing up the house for the party tonight?
Oh, hey, Abbott, I had to get down to jail to get my landlady out. You know, Mrs. Satchel-Puss?
Yeah.
I had to get her out on bail.
What do you mean?
She got arrested for shoplifting. They finally caught her.
I thought she was too smart to get caught.
Well, she made a mistake. She stole an alarm clock and hid it in her bustle.
Well, how did they catch her?
Her bustle went off at 7:45.
Never mind your landlady. Did you send out the invitations for the party?
Oh, yeah. I got them right here. Look what it says.
What is it?
Lou Costello invites you to a Christmas party to be held at his home, B-A-P-O-B.
B-A-P-O-B?
Yep.
You mean R-S-V-P.
Oh, no, I mean B-A-P-O-B. Bring a pound of butter. Oh, boy, what a party I'm going to have. My Aunt May will bring her cranberry sauce. That's her specialty. Aunt Catherine will bring her plum pudding. That's her specialty. And Aunt Eva will bring her 14 children. That's a nice family.
Yeah. Never mind your relatives. Look, forget about your relatives for a minute, Lou.
Yeah.
Did you remember to get souvenirs for everybody?
Oh, souvenirs.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having favors for the girls. At 12 o'clock, I'm going to turn the lights off.
Oh, yeah. Any favors for the men?
What do you call turning the lights off?
Look, Costello, who did you invite besides your relatives?
Oh, a lot of movie stars. And I invited Lana Turner. And she kissed me.
Lana Turner kissed you?
The smoke isn't coming out of my ears for nothing.
How about the tree? Did you get a tree? Did you get a tree?
Oh, did I get a tree?
Yes.
I got the biggest Christmas tree you ever saw.
Well,
I just got through putting it in the living room.
You did?
What a tree! It's 6 feet higher than the ceiling.
well, it's a shame to have to cut the top off.
That's the way I felt about it, too.
Sure.
So I cut a hole in the ceiling.
You cut a hole in the ceiling of our living room?
Yeah, this will be the first Christmas we ever had a tree in our bathroom.
What kind of a tree did you get? Is it a fir?
Oh, yes, it's one of those... What did you say?
I said, did you get a fir?
No, I got a tree.
Stop this silliness. I want to see your fur.
See my fur?
Certainly.
What am I, a silver fox?
No. I'm not talking about fur, F-U-R. The fur I mean has an eye in it.
Oh, the fur has an eye in it?
Yes.
Just one eye?
Certainly there's just one eye in fur.
Must be I, J. Fox.
No, look. Stand still when I'm talking to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about a fir tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will you quit talking about the fur with you in it? You doesn't belong in the kind of fur I'm talking about.
I doesn't belong in that kind of fur?
Oh, yes, I belongs in it, but you doesn't.
Why should you belong in fur if I doesn't?
I happen to look better in fur than you do. I'm prettier than you. I'm cuter than you. You bad boy.
No remarks.
You bad boy.
Never mind. I'm trying to find out what kind of a Christmas tree you got. Look, wait a minute. Here, I've got it. What kind of bark did it have?
What kind of bark?
Yes. Didn't you notice the tree's bark?
No, I have my earmuffs on.
No. Bark.
Oh, bark.
Yes. Costello, the bark of the tree is the outer coat. Did the tree have a rough coat?
No, but the girl who sold it to me had on a smooth sweater.
No. And no time for singing, please. The bark is the coat.
Yeah.
You find it on the trunk of a fir tree.
A tree has a trunk?
Oh, of course.
That must be where he keeps his coat and fur.
No, Costello, I'm going to try to explain it to you. Now, all Christmas trees belong to the pine family.
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh,
This
yes.
Christmas tree belongs to me, brother.
Wait a minute.
Let the Pine family get their own tree.
Forget the pine family, Costello. I don't think you know anything about trees.
Who don't?
You don't.
I do. I raise my own trees.
Did you seed them yourself?
Did I see them?
Yes, I asked you, did you seed your own trees?
Yes, I seed them every day. I seed them this morning. I seed them last night. You can come over and seed them anytime you want.
How can I seed them when you seeded them first?
Look, Abbott, what have I got in front of my house?
Trees?
Did you see them?
No.
Did I see them?
Yes.
In other words, you looked at my trees, but you didn't see them.
That's right.
Let me smell your breath.
I don't know why I spent time with you. I was trying to tell you about the pine tree. That we get tar from pines.
We get what?
Tar. Haven't you ever heard of pine tar?
No, but I heard of a tree tar.
Tree tar?
Yeah, clang, 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 went the tree tar. Clang, 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 went the tree tar.
As a Christmas present to her Camel fans, lovely Connie Haynes repeats the song she helped make so popular.
With my high starched collar and my high top shoes and my hair high up on my head, I went to lose a jolly hour upon the trolley and lost my heart instead. With his light brown derby and his bright green tie, he was quite the handsomest of men. I started the end, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. For the moment I saw him, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Bump, bump, bump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When he smiled, I could feel the car shake. He tipped his hat and took a seat. He said he hoped he hadn't stepped upon my feet. He asked my name, I held my breath. I couldn't speak because it scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Flop, flop, flop went the wheel. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As he started to leave, I took hold of his sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, he stayed on with me. And it was grand just to stand with his hand holding mine to the end of the
Thank you, Connie. I can't think of anything quite as pleasant as your voice. Except perhaps the smoke of camels on my T-zone.
The T-zone. T for taste, T for throat.
The zone where smokers test the smoke of any cigarette. Right. It's with his own T-zone that each smoker must judge a cigarette. How the first cigarette of the morning tastes on your tongue. How even the last cigarette of the day feels to your throat. Only your T-zone can tell. That's how millions of smokers, forced to try many different brands when cigarettes were scarce, learned how good a Camel is. And that's why more smokers prefer Camels today than ever before. C-A-M-E-L-S. For Camels are the choice of experience. Costello, what did we have to come downtown for?
Oh, I gotta get some more spaghetti, Abbott, so I can finish trimming my Christmas tree. I couldn't find any tinsel this year, so I'm trimming a tree with spaghetti. And boy, does it look beautiful.
Oh, what's beautiful about trimming a tree with spaghetti?
Every time I plug it in, the meatballs light up.
There you go with that silliness again.
Hey, Abbott, look who's in the car. It's that movie actress, Bessie May Mucho. Hello, Miss Mucho.
Hello, boys.
Gee, I'm glad I saw you. I want to invite you to my Christmas party tonight, Miss Mucho.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but I have to go down to Los Angeles.
I'm having a dinner party at the Ambassador Hotel.
The Ambassador Hotel.
Oh, sure, Abbott. You know where the Ambassador is. That's the home of the Cuckoo Nut Groove.
Oh, it's going to be a thrilling dinner.
Yeah.
We're going to have crab louis and steamed clams.
Clams?
Yes, don't you just adore clams?
No, I'd rather have a plate of fried oysters.
Well, I must be dawdling along.
I beg your pardon?
I must be dawdling along. Oh,
Well?
we the same.
Gesundheit. I sure knock off those Spanish words, don't I?
Well, that's one turn down for your party.
I don't care, Abbott. I don't care if she don't want to come.
Well,
Here comes my girlfriend, Lena Genster. She'll come to my party tonight. She's madly in love with me.
Ah, there you are, you sawed-off Boris Karloff. Standing on street corners, flirting with girls.
I wasn't flirting with any girls, Lena. I'm saving myself for you.
Thanks, Fatso, for saving so much. I've got a bone to pick with you. I put some of that perfume you gave me on my hair.
wait a minute. I think it has a nice golden tint. What is it, Chanel number 5?
No, Tim Tone number 7. Roller and all.
You little worm.
Please, Lena, let's be friends. I'd never desert you. I'd stand by you. I'm as solid as the rock of Gibraltar.
I can believe that. You're sticking out in the Mediterranean.
Look, Lena, don't talk like that. I was just going to ask you to come to my Christmas party tonight.
Are you kidding? I'm going out with Van Johnson tonight.
Oh, Van Johnson. You always talk about Van Johnson. Take away his blonde curly hair, and what do you got left?
I don't know, but you can deliver it to my house in the morning. Goodbye.
Well, there's number 2 that ain't going to come to my party
Hey,
tonight.
Costello, look. Isn't that Mrs. Niles getting off the streetcar?
Oh, hello, Mr. Abbott. Do you always stand on street corners leaning on a trash can? Oh, that's Costello. I didn't recognize him. He looks like the third day of the lost weekend.
You know, I wish you hadn't said that, Mrs. Niles. I was going to thank you for that beautiful Christmas card I got this morning.
Oh, it really was nothing. It was merely a picture of me smiling.
I know it, but how did you get your teeth to spell out Merry Christmas?
Please. Now, stop that, or Mrs. Niles won't come to your party.
I wouldn't come to his party anyway. I always run around with younger people. It helps me to keep young. Oh, in fact, I dread to think of life at 70.
Why? What happened then?
Goodbye.
Well, it looks like you're not going to have any party. That's the third turn down you've had.
I don't care, Abbott. Let's go home. I'm going to call up some of my other friends. I'll get somebody to come. Here, come on, let's grab this cab. Tabby, drive us to North Hollywood.
North Hollywood? What's the matter with Glendale?
There's nothing wrong with Glendale. I don't live there.
Oh, Glendale ain't good enough for you, huh? Go on, Costello. Say it. Glendale is a one-horse town.
Glendale ain't a one-horse town.
Oh, then why did I lose my job with the city street department? Go on. Go on, don't stand there. Say it. Tell people I'm not a citizen of Glendale. Go on, say I never even voted.
You voted. You voted. You voted.
3 times, huh? Go on, start a rumor. Tell everybody I got paid when I voted.
Melonhead, you didn't get a cent for voting.
Oh, the $6 they gave me was for a dog license. Oh, now I'm a dog, huh? Tell everybody I'm a dog. Throw me a piece of liver.
I wouldn't throw you my liver.
What's the matter with your liver?
All right, you tell me what's wrong with my liver.
Get a load of this punk. Now, he wants me to go to school for 4 years, study day and night to be a doctor, just so I can tell him what's wrong with his liver.
Melonhead, I don't want you to go to school.
Oh, you want me to be a moron like you?
Please, fellows, this is the Christmas season. Remember, peace on earth.
Yeah, Melonhead, why do you have to pick on me like this?
Yes, Melonhead. Have you ever heard of the expression, turn the other cheek?
Boys, you're right. I feel sorry for everything I said here tonight, and I'd like to turn the other cheek so I can feel the humility. Costello, will you please slap me?
You mean that?
Yes.
You mean... Oh, I slapped you before I should, didn't I? Okay.
Now, slap the other cheek. Here.
Are you kidding?
No.
Yeah.
Thanks, Costello. You know, nobody would ever believe that Melonhead would turn the other cheek. Costello?
Yeah.
Will you please write down on this paper here that I did?
Oh, sure. I, Lou Costello, slapped Melonhead on both cheeks. There you are. I suppose you're going to show this to all your friends.
No. I'm going to show it to my lawyer. I'll sue you for assault. I'll sue you for battery. Get me a lawyer. Get me a judge and a jury. I'll fix you.
Get me out of here!
Back 25 centuries for the wisdom of Easton.
Experience is the best teacher.
Yes, experience is the best teacher. When cigarettes were scarce, most smokers took what they could get. One day one brand, another day some other brand. What did that experience teach? Well,
Actions speak louder than words.
yes, actions speak louder than words. The actions of smokers today speak louder than any words about any cigarette. For after more experience with different brands than ever before, more smokers are asking for Camels than ever before. Camels are the choice, for experience is the best teacher.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a
Well, Costello, it's 12 midnight. Not a soul has shown up for your party.
I can't understand it.
I don't know.
Nobody showed up for my party at all. I thought my girlfriend Lena would surely show up.
Yes. It's a shame that you aren't going to get to kiss her under the mistletoe.
The what?
The mistletoe. Didn't you ever kiss a girl under the mistletoe?
No, I always kiss him under the nose.
Well, it looks like nobody is going to kiss you tonight.
Yes, Abbott. All my friends have deserted me. I'm just a failure.
Ah, no, you're not, Costello. You're a big success.
No, Abbott, I'm just a complete flop.
No, you're not, Costello. You're a great guy. Now.
No, Abbott, I'm just a sort-off little ugly-looking dope. Well, don't stand there. Argue with me.
Oh, stop this, Costello, please.
I'm going to bed, Abbott. Good night.
Wait a minute. Aren't you going to hang up your stocking?
No. Santa Claus won't even come here.
No, that's wrong, Costello. Santa Claus loves everybody.
He doesn't love me, Abbott. He don't. Santa Claus has never come to my house on Christmas since I was 7 years old. I was a smart-aleck little kid in those days, just like some boys and girls are today. I went around saying I didn't believe in Santa Claus. If a kid come up and said he believed in Santa Claus, I used to say, you're nothing but a sissy. There ain't no Santa Claus. That's your father. But now I realize how wrong I was. I want to tell all the little boys and girls what happened to me. Let's all be children again. Let me take you back to Christmas Eve some 20 years ago. I'd been out all day playing with my friends Chowderhead Abbott and Skinny Niles. It was a beautiful Christmas Eve. Snow was falling, and you could see the lights on the Christmas trees and all the houses.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one we used to know.
Louis Costello!
Coming, Mother!
Louis Costello, stop poking that cat.
I'm not talking it, Ma. I'm trying to get the money out.
Well, there's no money in that cat.
Oh, yes, there is. Last night when Pa was playing poker, I heard him say, everybody put money in the kitty.
Oh, that's supposed to be your father now.
No, that was kind of a sneaky knot. It's probably the Iceman.
Oh, never mind the door. I'll see who it is. You go wash your dirty face.
Oh, Ma, why can't I just go up and cover the dirt with powder like you do?
Why, it's the little Abbott boy and the Niles boy.
We came over to tell you what Louis did. He came over to my house and asked my mother to bend her head down so he could see her horns.
You snitcher.
Why, Louis Costello, you naughty boy. Whatever made you think that Mrs. Abbott had horns?
I heard you say that when she got dressed up, she looked like the devil.
Yeah, Nanny, don't. You did either, Miss Costello. Louis said my mother keeps a cat in the icebox.
Why, Mrs. Niles does not keep a cat in her icebox.
Then why does everybody say she's got a frozen puss?
You children stop this arguing, and Louis, you get ready for bed right away. Santa Claus will be coming along any minute now. Good night.
Gee, I can hardly wait until Santa Claus gets here. Listen, Kenny.
I hear sleigh bells.
Yeah, and I can hear him walking around on the roof. He's getting ready to come down the chimney.
Who built that fire in the fireplace?
I did.
Do you realize that you gave me a hot foot?
That isn't the way I planned it.
Well, I'm sorry I'm late, boys, but I had to stop off at Betty Grable's house.
Why did you have to stop off there, Santa?
After spending a year up there in the cold north, he's got to throw out someplace.
Quiet, Louie. Gee, Santa Claus, I hope you brung us kids some nice presents. Huh?
Oh, yes, I did. I brought some nice presents for you, Buddy Abbott, and you, Kenny Niles. But as for you, Louis Costello, you've been a bad boy. You hear? A bad boy.
Santa Claus, did you have lamb chops for dinner?
I'll take care of you later, Louis. Here, Kenny and Buddy, here are your presents. Now run along home like good little boys.
Gee, thanks, Santa.
That's all right. Good night. Good night, boys. Good night. Now, Louis Costello, I want to show you all the black marks I've got down here against you in my book. Now, here's a report from your Sunday school teacher. She tells me you put fly paper in all the pews last Sunday. That you put a cat in the pipe organ. That you put Limburger cheese behind all the radiators. And then you put a cap from a Coca-Cola bottle in the collection box and took out 15-cent change. Now, what do you say to that?
I'm a busy little bee, ain't I?
Silence. You haven't heard the worst. I see that a few years ago you flirted with a little girl in school. Is that true?
I'm afraid it is.
And is it true that you gave her your class pin?
What class pin? I was only 2 years old. I gave it the only pin I had.
All right. Let the whole thing drop.
That's what happened.
And finally, Louis, the biggest black mark against you is that you've got a book under your mattress.
Yes, sir. Santa Claus, it's only a book about how to make tea the right color.
How to make tea the right color? What's the name of it?
Forever Amber.
Well, I guess that settles it, Louis. I'm afraid there's nothing I can leave you for Christmas.
Nothing? You mean just plain zero?
That's right, Louis. Maybe someday, when you've learned to behave yourself, I may come back again. Well, good night.
Gee, I guess I'm just the kind of a boy my mother don't want me to associate with. Nobody likes me. Even Santa Claus can't stand me. Buddy Abbott and Kenny Niles both got presents, but I didn't get nothing. I'm going to write a letter to my mom and my pop, and then I'm going to run away from here. Dear Mom and Pop, when you read this, I will be thousands of miles away. Don't ever look for me because you're not going to find me. I'm never coming back. Maybe someday when I'm old, about 11 or 12, after I make $1 million, I'll come home and I'll buy a nice new dress, Mom, and I'll give Pop a new pair of overalls. That's what he calls his happy clothes. Please take the fleas out of my flea circus and put them back on the dogs so they won't get homesick. And don't forget to feed my little pet skunk twice a day. There's a clothespin hanging by his cage. I love you, Mom and Pop, but this is the best way out. Your loving son, Louis Costello. Boys and girls, that happened over 20 years ago, and Santa Claus has never come back to see me to this day. Please, kiddies, take a lesson from me and be good boys and girls, so that next Monday night, Christmas Eve, you won't be waiting for Santa Claus that didn't come like I've been waiting for all these years.
Oh, come, Lou. I guess we better go to bed.
Well, look, the Abbott, it's Lena, and Connie Haynes, and it's Melonhead, and Ken Niles. Oh, boy, you all came to my party.
Yes, and I'm here too, Louis.
Santa Claus, you finally came, and you even brought your horse with you.
What horse? It's me.
Pardon me, Mrs. Niles. Gee, I didn't dream that anything like this was going to happen. I thought that nobody cared about me anymore. I was dreaming of a sly Christmas. I thought my friends had passed me by.
Why, you know, Costello,
that you're one fellow that we all think
You are loved by both the kids and old folks, though you have whiskers on your jokes. May your life be merry and bright,
And may all your Christmases be happy, Mrs. Niles. Wow!
And now this week's salute in the new series of salutes to the men who won the victory.
Tonight we salute the 66th, the Black Panther Division, heroes of L'Orient, Saint-Nazaire, and the Army of Occupation. In your honor, men of the Black Panther Division, the makers of camels are sending to other servicemen still overseas 500,000 Camel cigarettes.
Each of the two Camel radio shows thus honors the different units of the Army, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard, a total of 1 million camels sent free each week. Camel broadcasts go out to the United States twice a week, are rebroadcast to practically every area in the world where our men are stationed, and to our good neighbors in Central and South America. And now, here are Bud and Lou with the final word.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Abbott, wait a minute. I don't see that guy here that always yells, no, not that. You know,
Out here, Costello. I didn't want to spoil the Christmas spirit on your show tonight.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you.
I also want to thank you for that lovely present you sent me. That's the best game I ever played.
Game? I didn't send you any game. I sent you an autographed picture of myself.
How do you like that? My wife and I sat up all night trying to pin a tail on it.
Good night, folks. A Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody. And don't forget to buy another Victory Bond at your local theater. Merry Christmas to everybody in Patterson, New Jersey.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. And remember, try Camels in your T-zone. See if they don't suit your taste, your throat, to a T.
Just 4 more days till Christmas. Are there still any blanks on your gift list? If you know a pipe smoker, here's a grand answer. The colorful Christmas tin of Prince Albert tobacco. It holds a full pound, 400 pipefuls of the world's most popular pipe tobacco. The tobacco that's crimp cut for slow, cool burning. The tobacco that's processed to remove bite and sting before it's packed. And you won't have to shop around for that present. You'll find the Christmas tin of Prince Albert most everywhere tobacco is sold. And be sure on Saturday night to tune in the great Prince Albert radio show, Grand Ole Opry, Coast to Coast on NBC.
The Abbott and Costello show for Camel Cigarettes will be back at the very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood, wishing you all a pleasant good night. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
yet?
Yeah, a minute or two. Swell apartment my friend Charlie Kingston has here.
Yeah, it was nice of him to let us borrow it so we could use the television. Imagine seeing Inspector Faraday on a television screen.
It's one of the nicest ways of seeing Faraday, you know, so near and yet so far away.
Turn it on, Blackie, will you?
Okay. Let's see what this little knob does.
Well, the screen's lighting up.
Edison and Blackie, 1 to 15.
Ooh.
Hey, I see something on the screen.
Yeah, so do I, but it's a little blurred.
They must be televising Faraday's mind. I think it needs a little sharper tuning.
The set or the mind?
Both. Hey, that's better, isn't it?
Much. Oh, Blackie, there's Faraday.
Yeah, I see him.
Uh-huh.
And 3 other men around the table. Well, inasmuch as they're broadcasting civic forum, that's as it should be.
Your friend, the inspector, seems a little nervous, doesn't he?
Because he's hitting the water pitcher?
Uh-huh.
He probably read somewhere that all speakers drink a glass of water before they go on.
Well, the other members of the forum must have read the same thing.
No, it's hot in the television studio, Mary.
You know, Blackie, it's hard to realize that here we are sitting at home, watching and listening to something taking place miles away. Don't you think television's wonderful?
Oh, I don't know. It'll never replace the horse.
You know, I think it's about time you told me I was wonderful too, Blackie.
I don't think you will ever replace the horse either. Hey, I think that's Inspector Faraday. Yeah, now it's his turn to speak. I'll turn the radio part on.
Oh, good. This is going to be fun.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we continue our roundtable discussion by presenting an outstanding civic leader, Cyrus Baxter.
Oh, it's not Faraday after all. Shall I turn it down?
Oh, let's hear what Baxter has to say. I think Faraday should follow him. He's sitting next to him.
Mr. Baxter seems to be a bit thirsty, too. Well, he's finally put down that water glass. Now maybe he'll...
Ladies and gentlemen, I have come here tonight for a specific purpose. To make accusation against one of...
Hey, what's happening to him? He's grabbing his throat.
He's choking, Mary.
Look, he's falling back right into Faraday's arms.
Which means that somebody laid a murder right in Faraday's lap.
It's summer money time. Yes, it's summer money time. Come to Beneficial now. It's summer money time.
Right now, it's summer money time at Beneficial Finance Company. Get the cash you want for a wonderful vacation, to clean up leftover bills, or for any good reason. You'll find the service just a little faster, just a little friendlier. And you get this Beneficial Extra, your own international credit card. Good for cash wherever you go.
Cash? Just say the word, you're the boss. At Beneficial, where it's summer money time.
And now back to Boston Blackie. Enemy to those who make him an enemy. Friend to those who have no friend.
There's Faraday over there with the police photographers, Mary.
He looks awful worried, Blackie.
He looks confused, but then he always does.
Well, darling. Faraday really isn't a spot this time. If Baxter was murdered with Faraday right in the room, the police commissioner will do some plain and fancy screaming, and you know it.
Yeah, no question about that. Oh, hold it, honey. We've been detected. Here comes the inspector. Hi, Faraday.
Blackie, before I do anything else, I've got one thing to say to you. Get out of here.
Hello, Inspector Faraday.
Hello, Miss Wesley. I'll make that 2 things, Blackie. Get out and stay out. Oh, if I get troubles.
I know. I saw you by television. You photographed badly.
I'm not talking about that, and you know it. Cyrus Baxter was standing right next to me when he was murdered.
Then he was murdered, huh? Why did you do it, Faraday?
What do you mean, why did I do it? I didn't kill him, Blackie. Now beat it.
Sure, Inspector. Did you find out yet what poison was used?
Poison? Who said it was poison? How could it be poison? I drank from the same pitcher of water. So did everybody at the table. We weren't poisoned, were we?
Oh, I don't know. How do you feel, Inspector?
I feel great. I feel like throwing you right out of here.
Oh, Blackie, why don't you stop, darling? Inspector Faraday has enough.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say, Inspector, Baxter was just about to accuse somebody of something when the poison hit him.
Who said it was poison? I told you it couldn't be poison.
Excuse me, Inspector Faraday. The medical examiner just finished with the body. He said to tell you Baxter was poisoned by the water. He won't be able to identify the poison till after the autopsy.
Okay. Oh, Blackie, beat it. I'll take it from here alone.
I'll go, but you won't be alone, Inspector. There's a person heading this way right now with purpose in his footsteps and you in his mind.
Do you know him, Inspector?
That's Rex Daniels. He was secretary to Mr. Baxter.
Inspector Faraday, I've got to talk to you for a moment.
Not now.
I think you'd better listen to him, Faraday, and now.
Nobody tells me what I better do. What do you want, Daniels?
Inspector, I know what Mr. Baxter was going to say when he fell dead. I helped him prepare the indictment.
What kind of an indictment was that, Daniels?
Who are you?
Oh, he's Boston Blackie. Who is Baxter going to indict?
A man named Thomas, Ralph Thomas. Mr. Baxter was going to expose him to the forum members.
Yeah?
We knew he was farming out city contracts, costing the taxpayers additional money.
Thomas, huh? Hey, we all had dinner at his house tonight.
Who's all, Inspector?
Well, me, Baxter, Ralph Thomas, and then there was...
And I, Inspector Faraday.
Yeah, and you too, Waters.
Waters, huh? What do you do?
Shut up, Blackie. Mr. Waters has political connections. Very good ones, too.
Oh, I remember you, Mr. Waters. I saw you on our television set.
Yes, I was scheduled to speak before the unfortunate accident.
It wasn't an accident. It was murder. Somebody wanted to keep Baxter quiet. Faraday, you say you had dinner at Ralph Thomas's house?
Yeah, 4 of us. Baxter, Mr. Waters, Thomas, and I. Hey, Thomas could have poisoned Baxter then.
And have the poison take effect at exactly the right moment, Faraday? I don't think that happens except in books.
So you don't think it happens? Well, who cares what you think? I'm going to go to work on Thomas right now. You sure Baxter was going to accuse Thomas, Daniels?
Of course I'm sure.
Well, you're giving us some action, Inspector. That's all I wanted to be sure of. Come on, Daniels.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Inspector Faraday. Thank you very much. I was very fond of my employer.
Yeah, I know. Now, wait a minute. Do you figure to step into his job, Daniels?
Well, I hadn't thought about it much, but I guess I am the only one who could handle it right away.
That's all I wanted to know. You can go now, but I'll be seeing you. And you too, Waters.
Goodbye, Inspector.
We'll be seeing you, Faraday.
Hey, does anybody remember I'm still here?
See that you stay here, and keep Blackie with you. I'm going to see this Ralph Thomas.
That's right, Inspector. Between the two of us, we'll make him talk.
Yeah, he's going to talk between the one of us, and that means me. And it also means you're going to keep away from his house. Far away. You get that? So long, Blackie.
Goodbye, Inspector.
Oh, Miss Wesley, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come on, Mary.
Would it be impolite to ask where to?
A phone booth. I'm going to call this Ralph Thomas and arrange to meet him before Faraday gets to him.
Oh.
And the subject we'll discuss when we meet will be another man's poison. Hello, is Mr. Thomas at home?
I'm sorry, sir, he is not.
This is Inspector Allen of the police. Did you serve the dinner at Mr. Thomas's house tonight?
Why, yes, Inspector. Of course I did.
I just wanted to be sure it was you. Tell me one thing. Who cooked the dinner?
I did, sir. It's one of my duties. Was anything wrong?
I don't know yet. Tell me this. Did everyone at the table eat the same food?
Oh, yes, sir. And every bit of it, too. If you'll pardon me, there's nothing else. This is my night off, and I was just about to leave the house.
One thing more. Do you know where Mr. Thomas is?
This is his bowling night, sir. The Academy Alleys. You might find him there.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. I'm in luck, Mary.
Oh, yes, Blackie, what?
Yes, Mary, Mr. Thomas has gone bowling, and the chance to see him alone is right down my alley.
How'd it go tonight, Mr. Thomas?
Well, Joe. Had a 165 average for 7 games.
Not bad, not bad.
Good night, Joe.
Good night, Mr. Thomas. See you same time next week.
Right, Joe. Good night.
Thomas, I'd like to see you at the same time this week.
Who are you?
Boston Blackie. The name mean anything to you?
Vaguely. You were looking for me?
That's pretty apparent, isn't it? Mr. Thomas, did you know that Cyrus Baxter was murdered tonight?
No, I didn't. How did it happen?
You don't seem very upset.
Well, there isn't much difference between life and death. It's the presence of one because of the absence of the other. Did you follow me?
That's a little beyond my depth, Thomas, but murder isn't. By the way, Baxter did have dinner at your house.
Yes, that's right, he did. So Inspector Faraday, the police, and Richard Waters, were they poisoned, too?
I never said that Baxter was poisoned.
No, you didn't, but you mentioned he was murdered and brought up the fact that he had dinner at my house. Pretty obvious conclusion, don't you think?
Either an obvious conclusion or definite knowledge. Look, Thomas, you're in a spot. Baxter was preparing to expose you publicly at that forum. Did you know that?
No. Well, it's possible. My business is a little out of the ordinary.
Just what is your business?
Just what business is it of yours?
Actually, none. But the police are after you, and if you're innocent, it's just possible I might be able to help.
You don't think I poisoned Baxter?
No, I think you're too smart to do that. But come to think of it, this had to be a pretty smart stunt.
What are you talking about?
4 men had dinner together, and there 3 of those men drank from the same water pitcher. The water was poisoned, but only 1 man died. That's a pretty good trick.
Tell me how it was done.
Maybe you'll tell me. First of all, did all 4 of you eat the same food at dinner?
Identical. Cream soup, roast beef, boiled potatoes, lima beans, dessert and coffee. Baxter had no coffee. Is that important?
You know it's not. Who prepared the dinner, Thomas?
Jones, my butler. He's a very good cook.
I talked to him earlier. I understand he has the night off. Will he be home later?
I think so. He has an apartment over the garage. Generally in by midnight on his night off.
I think I'll go to see him. Maybe your butler will open the door to a solution of this case.
Blackie, darling, this is my idea of completely nuts.
How can you say that, Mary?
Oh, that's easy. I'll show you. Blackie, darling, this is my idea of completely nothing. See?
We're on the trail of a killer, gal, en route to what may turn out to be a killer's quarters in yon garage.
So suppose we find the butler. Then what?
Then we...
What?
Somebody's following us. Get into these bushes, quick.
Well, all right, but I don't hear any... Hey, I do hear footsteps.
Keep out of this, Mary. I'll handle him, whoever he is. Wait here.
Blackie!
I mean, wait here quietly. I'm going to grab him. And, baby, when I grab somebody, they stay grabbed.
Hi. You're new around here, huh?
Uh-huh.
Say, you know about this nationwide auto insurance we're singing about?
I sure do. The best and not expensive.
Oh, yeah?
Nationwide auto insurance gives you all the coverage you need.
Good, huh?
Oh, Nationwide doesn't cut corners. It's quality auto insurance at real low cost.
No kidding.
So good, over $2.25 million by Nationwide.
Hey, you know a lot about it.
I should. I'm a vice president with the company.
And you're doing the jingle?
Well, I just can't be singing along.
Nationwide auto insurance, your best buy. By far, Nationwide, always the best for you and your car.
And now back to Boston Blackie. While Blackie and Mary Wesley were watching by television, Cyrus Baxter fell dead in the television studio, just as he was about to indict Ralph Thomas, political lobbyist. Thomas's secretary, Rex Daniels, and Richard Waters, a civic board member, are under suspicion, as well as Thomas. When investigation shows that Baxter was poisoned and that he had had dinner with the others at Thomas's house, a search is made for the butler who cooked and served the dinner. En route to his quarters in the Thomas garage, Blackie and Mary realize they are being followed, and Blackie jumps on the man.
Well, friends, that ought to hold you for a while. How do you like your face getting an awful massage?
Did you get him, Blackie?
I got him. And exercise. Hand me the flashlight, Mary, so I can see what I nabbed and what kind of a head I'll have hanging in my trophy room.
Blackie!
Oh!
Blackie, you dope. Let me up.
Oh, it's Inspector Faraday. Oh, Blackie.
Oh, golly, I'm sorry, Inspector. I didn't know it was you. Here, let me help you up.
What's the idea of hopping on me?
Why, I didn't know it was you. What was the idea of trailing me?
I didn't know it was you either. I saw two figures.
One of them was mine. The good one.
Mary.
Well...
Oh, cut it out, both of you. Where are you going, Blackie?
Well, nowhere. Just out for a stroll.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Only I took my stroll first. I got to this garage 20 minutes ago. Nobody answered the door in Thomas's house, so I thought I'd try here.
Was anybody in the garage, Inspector?
Nobody to speak of. Just a corpse.
That's nobody to speak to. Was it the butler?
Yeah, knifed.
Oh.
And I'd give a lot to know why.
I could tell you.
I don't want to know that badly. Now, come on, let's get into Thomas's house and wait for him to come home.
All good police inspectors have skeleton keys, right, Inspector?
Now, I got something better. You. Now, look, can you open that back door, Blackie?
No, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. The past performances were in my favor.
I know. Well, there it is. Let's go to work.
Okay. This is awfully illegal, Inspector.
Yeah, murder is a little bit against the law, too. How you coming?
Pretty well. There. That's the door unlocked.
Well, open it.
Right.
Gas, Blackie. I smell gas.
Keep out of the way, Mary. Come on, Inspector. Put your handkerchief over your nose and come on.
Okay, I'm with you.
Break that window, Inspector. Fast.
Okay. Put your flashlight on it so I can see what I'm doing.
Right.
Over here. Okay.
Hey, look, Inspector. That body on the floor. It's Thomas.
Now, that makes the third one. First Baxter, then his butler, now Thomas here. He killed the first two and then committed suicide. Well, that washes this case, huh?
Inspector, come here, quick.
Now, what is it, genius?
Nothing that you'd be interested in, except Thomas isn't dead. We broke in here just in time.
Not dead, but he's got to be dead. This room was loaded with gas from that kitchen range.
Not too loaded. Whoever did this might have wanted it to look like suicide, but didn't stuff the cracks under the doors, and we broke in time to save Thomas. Look at this bump on the back of Thomas's head.
He got it when the gas hit him and he fell off that chair.
He could have gotten it when somebody hit him, turned on the gas, and left him here.
That's what you think. As soon as Thomas revives, I'm taking him to headquarters and booking him for murder.
Go ahead, but get an apology ready, kid. You're going to need it when it turns out that Thomas is innocent. Just keep driving anywhere, Mary. It doesn't matter where we go as long as I have time to think.
You got time to think out loud?
Yeah, I suppose so. Mary, would Thomas be clever enough to fake an attack on himself, hoping to throw us off the track?
Well, what would he hope to gain, Blackie?
He'd hope to throw suspicion on somebody else. Ralph Waters or Rex Daniels, Baxter's secretary.
I mean, he figured you'd break in time to save him.
Maybe. What bothers me, too, is that poisoning of Baxter. Faraday tells me there was poison found in the water that everybody at the forum drank. Yet it affected only Baxter. Now, how can that be?
I don't know. Would finding a motive help you, Blackie?
No, not in this case, Mary. Everybody had a motive.
Don't they always in mystery stories?
Invariably. Only mystery stories generally wind up with a solution. I'd like to know what this one is.
You'll find it, darling. I know you will.
That line came out of the same mystery story.
Hey.
Well, let's go to work. Suppose you drive me to Ralph Waters' house, and as the dog said when he went flea hunting, we start from scratch.
I don't think there's anything further I care to say to you, Daniels. And certainly nothing further I care to hear from you. Good day.
Not so fast, Mr. Waters. I happen to be very fond of Mr. Baxter.
I admit that very much. Good day.
Mr. Waters, you had opportunity to poison that drinking water at the television studio, and reason enough to want Mr. Baxter dead.
So did you, for that matter.
I had reason?
Baxter's job. You've got it now. Maybe you'd better leave before I start putting pieces together.
You're trying to insinuate I killed Mr. Baxter, the man who gave me the only chance I ever had. I could kill you for saying that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
You better stop it, Daniels. Take your hands off him.
What do you want here, Blackie?
Mr. Waters alive, for one thing.
Have him arrested, Blackie. He almost killed me just now.
Yes, I know. I saw that. And it gave me an idea. All I've got to do is to put that idea of mine into execution, and both of you better hope it isn't your execution I'm talking about.
Lights hurt your eyes, Thomas? Too bad. Go on, talk.
Inspector Faraday, there isn't anything I can tell you except what I've already told you. I know nothing of how Mr. Baxter or my butler were killed or who tried to kill me and make it look like suicide.
Thomas, I'm going to... Yeah, Faraday speaking. Well, what is it, Blackie? You want me to do what? Are you kidding? Of course I won't. Sure, I want to solve this case. And that's the way to do it, huh? Okay, what can I lose except a couple of hours? Hey, right away. 8 o'clock tonight is okay. Goodbye. Thomas, you're going to have a dinner party at your house again tonight. And then we're going to the television studio, just like we did last night.
What's the reason for all this, Inspector?
It's Blackie's idea. He says he's going to make a murderer show his hand so we can get a look at his face.
Gentlemen, as you know, Inspector Faraday, Mr. Waters, Mr. Thomas, and I have just come here to the television studio from a dinner where we ate exactly what was served at the dinner last night.
This farce is a little late in getting started, isn't it?
That's what I
Maybe, Mr. Waters, but the ending is worth it.
Come on, Blackie, come on, do something.
I will, Faraday. I'll start with a roll call. First, Inspector Faraday of the police.
What do I do now? Bow?
Not until this case is solved, old fella. Rex Daniels, secretary to the late Cyrus Baxter.
Here.
Richard Waters, member of the City Finance Council.
Here, Blackie.
And Ralph Thomas, political hanger-on, holding no office but packing a lot of weight.
Thank you, sir.
It's very hot in the studio under these lights, gentlemen. Here, in this pitcher of ice water, you'll all be able to have a drink. But I'm going to improve the taste a little. The small bottle I asked you for, Inspector, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's poison in this water, gentlemen. The same poison that killed Baxter. I'm going to pour it into the water pitcher. And now I'm going to drink a glass of the water.
Let's see, building.
There. Now, here's a glass of water for you, Waters, for you, Thomas, and for you, Daniels, and for you, Faraday.
Okay.
Now, I want all of you to drink the water together. Come on now. 1, 2.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I tell you, I can't.
Drink it, Daniels, at the count of 3. 1, 2.
I won't do it. It's murder. It'll kill all of us.
I drank it, Mr. Waters, remember?
Sure, you drank it. But you took an antidote at dinner. You had it in your coffee, and you wouldn't serve coffee to any of us. He's trying to murder us all. Don't let him. I'm going to get out of here. I won't drink that water.
Grab him, Faraday. He's your murderer. Richard Waters.
I'm listening, Blackie.
I'm gloating, lovely one. Where shall I begin?
With the reason that Waters killed Baxter.
Well, that was because Baxter was going to indict Ralph Thomas. Thomas had to have a partner in a city job. That partner was Waters. If Baxter named Thomas, Thomas would pass the buck to Waters. Catch on?
Catch on. Whew. I know why the butler was killed, too. Waters had bribed him to put the antidote in the coffee he served at the dinner, and later killed him to keep him from talking.
Nice going. Waters knew Baxter drank only milk, and so he had the antidote placed in the coffee by the butler. He believed I had done the same thing before I drank the water, and that gave him away.
And then Waters later tried to kill Thomas and make it look like suicide so that Thomas would be suspected. How am I doing, Blackie?
You're wonderful, Mary.
But I still don't replace the horse, huh? Well, I think you were wonderful taking a chance on drinking that water you had poisoned.
No, don't be silly. I knew I hadn't any poison in that water.
What?
It was just more water I added, that's all. Tricky, huh?
Yes, darling, you're tricky, huh? And, I'm thirsty, huh? So, I'll pour myself a little water.
I do all the talking and you get thirsty. That's what I call close friendship.
Well, I'll answer that when I'm through drinking. There. Now, what was it you... Oh, Blackie. Blackie!
What is it, Mary? What?
My throat. Oh, Blackie, I'm falling.
It's all right there. Holding you. What is it? What's the matter?
Well, with you holding me, nothing's the matter. I'm a little tricky, too, darling.
The F.W. Fitch Company, makers of those fine Fitch products, presents Dick Powell as private investigator Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery.
Rogue speaking. Well, things were a little slow at the office, which is my way of saying I didn't have a client or a dime. And I was indulging in my favorite form of athletics. A fast game of snooker pool with Herb Heidi, the bookie at the Deluxe Pool Hall. Heidi was born with a pool cue in one hand and a cue ball in the other, and I was born with an 8-ball birthmark. He was trimming me like a Christmas tree, and I was glad when the elevator boy from my building yelled into the door that I had a customer in my office. So I shoved off to talk to this volunteer victim. When I opened the door to my office, I saw him standing there, a dignified-looking, white-haired gent, with a strong nose, a weak mouth, and the nice middle-class air of substantial citizenry.
You're Mr. Rogue?
That's right. You want to talk business with me, Mr.
Grant. George Grant, yes.
Oh, have a chair, Mr. Grant.
No, thank you. I prefer to stand. Mr. Rogue, I understand that you have connections with the fire insurance companies, that you are sometimes retained by them to investigate losses which might have been caused by arson.
That's right. Go on.
Are you interested in the fire at the Matthews Fur Company warehouse a week ago?
I could be.
That fire was arson, Mr. Rogue.
Hmm?
I can tell you some very interesting facts about it.
Well, good. That was a pretty important claim, wasn't it?
The fire destroyed over $100,000 worth of furs.
Yeah? Well, start talking, Grant.
I'd like to have $1,000 before I talk with you, Mr. Rogue.
Well, I don't usually pay out that kind of money until I know what I'm buying.
I'm not saying a word, sir, till I get $1,000. I've been double-crossed once on this deal, and I don't intend to take a chance on getting the same treatment from you.
Just how much did you have to do with this torching, Grant?
I don't intend to answer that question. Do I get my $1,000, Mr. Rogue?
Come back in an hour.
You have the money for me then?
Yeah. Come back in an hour. And your story had better be good, Grant. I'm a busy man. I haven't time to fool around with crackpots.
I'll have the proof.
Okay. So long now. Oh, it's 4 o'clock, Grant. I'll see you at 5. On the dot, right?
I'll be here.
Hello, Flynn. Say, your outfit had the Matthews Fur Company warehouse fire covered, didn't they?
Who is this?
This is Richard Rogue.
Yes, we had it. $160,000 claim.
Well, fine. Would you pay me 10% of what I saved you on that claim if I could prove the fire was arson?
$16,000? No.
Okay. Save $16,000 and lose $160. I can afford it if you can.
Wait a minute. How can you prove arson?
Well, I've got a man. He wants to talk. He says he can prove arson. I believe him.
I'll give you $10,000 for a conviction.
I'll take it. Look, send the $1,000 retainer over here, special messenger, right away. It's important. Hey, wait a minute. Hello, Flynn.
Yes, where have you been, Rogue?
Well, my source of information has just been eliminated. But the deal's on.
What do you mean?
Well, he must have known too much. He's been murdered. Well, that's the beginning of a case out of my crime gallery called Fortune and Furs. I'll tell you the rest of the story in a minute. But first, here's Jim Doyle, who's going to tell you men how to shave off stubble without fuss or trouble.
Thanks, Dick. Men, if you have that show-me attitude when it comes to shaving cream, we invite you to try Fitch's No Brush. We think it has the qualities you want in a shaving cream: a smooth, non-greasy texture, a skin conditioner ingredient to protect sensitive skins, and a fast action that instantly prepares your face for the grandest, coolest shave you've ever had. And to top it all off, Fitch's No Brush is reasonably priced. So we suggest you try it. See if we're not right when we say Fitch's No Brush gives a solid comfort shave.
If you're one of the many who swear by a lather cream, try Fitch's Brush Cream. This cream gives loads of swell lather that stays moist all during the shave. It rinses off easily, too. Like Fitch's No Brush, it contains a skin conditioner that makes even the most sensitive skins feel cool and smooth.
Yes, men, for shaving comfort, try either Fitch's Brush or Fitch's No Brush shaving cream. Both come in a form you like at a price you like. What's more, both will give you the kind of shave you like. So ask the man behind the counter for Fitch's shave cream. Fitch, spelled F-I-T-C-H. And now back to Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery.
Well, as I was saying, I was as broke as a New Year's resolution when I ran across proof that the Matthews Fur Company warehouse fire was arson. I called Louis Flynn, who headed up the Fidelity Fire Insurance Company, and made a deal with him for $10,000 if I could prove that the fire was of incendiary origin. And while I was talking with him, George Grant, my witness, was killed leaving the building. Well, I couldn't afford to lose a $10,000 fee right then, so I took a fast distance to the home of the late George Grant. I knocked at the door.
What do you want?
I want to talk with you. You're George Grant's daughter?
Yes. You're the police?
Yes.
Come in.
Oh, thank you.
I suppose you want to question me about my father's affairs.
Yes, that's right.
Come in here, please. I can't believe that Dad is dead.
I'm sorry, believe me. And if you'll help me, I'm sure we can find the people who murdered him.
Sit down, please.
Thank you. Oh, Miss Grant, what was your father's business?
Oh, don't you know? He was warehouse manager for the Matthews Fur Company. He had been for years.
Oh? Did he have any enemies that you know of?
No. Dad wasn't the kind of a man who made enemies. He was... Well, he was sweet. Oh, I don't know. There'd been something wrong with him for the last couple of weeks. He wasn't himself. He was worried. And it was all that blonde's fault.
Blonde?
Yes, Bernice Maxwell. Dad became involved with her. And he was spending too much money on her. Much too much money.
How long ago did he meet this Miss Maxwell?
Oh, about a month ago, I guess. She deliberately chased him. She must have had some reason for it. Dad was no great catch. He was just a little guy working for a salary, trying to get along.
Oh, you say he's been acting strangely. In what way? Could you break that down a little bit for me?
I'll try. You see, for a while he was talking about how he was going to have a lot of money, all of a sudden. He was happy and carefree then. He was gone from home quite a bit. One night he had a meeting here with some rough-looking men. He wouldn't tell me who they were.
Yes, go on.
Then after the warehouse fire, he was depressed. And he talked about... He talked about killing himself. I knew he was in some awful trouble, but he wouldn't talk with me about it. He just kept calling Bernice Maxwell. She wouldn't answer the phone even.
Did your father talk with you much about the fire?
No. But I'm sure that fire had something to do with his murder. I know it did. That Maxwell woman has something to do with it, too. Who do you suppose that is?
I think I know.
Oh, please don't go away. I don't want to talk to anybody else. If you stay here, maybe they'll leave.
Is this the residence of George Grant?
Yes. Who are you?
Lieutenant Urban, Homicide Squad.
Oh. Won't you come in?
Hello, Urban.
Rogue, what are you doing here?
Isn't he a policeman?
No. What are you doing here, Rogue?
I'm working on a case.
Do you know anything about a murder that took place outside your office an hour ago?
A little,
I
yes.
see. What are you doing out here?
Well, I'm working for a client. I've got a license to do that. You want to see it?
If he isn't a policeman, who is he?
He's a private investigator, which is a Harvard version of a gumshoe. His name is Rogue, Richard Rogue.
It is? Well, he told me he was a policeman. I wouldn't have let him in.
Well, that's not very gracious of you, Miss Grant.
Shut up. Miss Grant, did you give this man any information which you should have withheld for the police?
Well, I don't know. He kept asking me questions about my father. I answered him.
What do you know about a murder, that murder, Rogue? Who did it?
I don't know.
How did he get out here so fast? How did you know who the murdered man was?
I don't have to answer that.
Well, he'd been up to your office to see you, hadn't he?
Daddy?
Miss Grant, do you know whether or not your father planned on seeing a private investigator today?
Well, I don't know. He didn't tell me if he did.
I'm getting a little fed up with your ethics, Rogue.
Aren't you getting a little out of line, Urban?
You're withholding information.
Can you prove it?
This man was shot on his way out of your office. What was he talking to you about? Answer me.
Did you see him talking to me?
Oh, now let's not get technical.
Well, let's do. You're going to take me down to the station and sweat me?
Not if you'll be reasonable.
Well, I'm not going to be reasonable. So either pull out your cuffs or shut up.
Oh, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Grant. Believe me, I really want to help you. I'm going to take care of the people who are responsible for this murder. Even the cops can't keep you from doing that.
Now, wait a minute, Rogue.
I'm walking out of here, Urban. I'll see you later when I deliver the killers to you so you can take a bow for the newspapers. Oh, I was burned like a bride's biscuits and feeling just as tough when I walked out of that house and passed Urban's squad car to my coupe. It didn't do my atomic temper any good when a pasty-faced gunman got out of the front seat of my car and pointed a pistol at me.
Hello, Rogue. Get in. We're going places.
Huh? Oh, okay, Junior. But be careful of that thing. It might go off. Where to, Junior?
Straight down the street. I'll tell you when to turn. You had a visitor at your office this morning. How much talking did he do?
Oh, you mean George Grant?
You know who I mean.
Well, he didn't talk much. Why? Who wants to know?
The boss. Hey, look out where you're going, Rogue.
Well, I'm not worried. I've got the wheel. Let's get this thing out low, shall we?
What are you trying to do, Rogue? Kill yourself?
No, it makes me feel safer going this fast. Because you pulled the trigger on that heater and you're just as dead as I am.
Slow down, Rogue. Hey, that guy almost crashed us.
What's the matter, bully boy? You yellow? I've got a tank full of gas and this car will make over 100.
You're going to kill us both.
That's possible. As a matter of fact, it's probable. But you were going to take me for a ride anyway, weren't you? I got nothing to lose. Give me that gun.
Hey, keep your hands on the wheel, Rogue. Hey, cut it out.
Give me that gun, Pug. Come on.
Get your hands on the wheel, Rogue. You're going to crash.
Give me that gun or I'll rip right into that wall ahead of us. You know me, kid. I mean it. Now, give me that gun.
Would you let me go?
No. Give it here. Come on. Hey. Well, I'll be. He's passed out. Hey. In the struggle for the gun, I twisted this torpedo's hand around, and, well, he pulled the trigger himself, with me a contributing factor. He shot himself through the chest, but it didn't look fatal to me. So I drove him to a hospital and left him there. Told them to call Urban. I used the hospital phone to check up on Bernice Maxwell and found that she was a sort of a notorious babe, ran an escort service, which was legitimate enough, but she's had a few sidelines, such as blackmail. I got her home address out of the book and went out there. She lived in a nice enough house out on the east side of town. I rang the doorbell.
Yes?
Hello, Miss Maxwell. I'd like to talk to you for a moment, please.
Who are you?
Let's talk about that inside, shall we?
What do you mean, forcing your way in here?
I mean business, Blondie. And that's what we're going to talk. Now, let's go in the other room and have a chat. You just lead the way. After all, you are the hostess.
If you don't get out of here, I'm going to call the police.
Don't bother, baby. I'm the police. And I want to talk to you about a fire and a murder. So just get moving. Come on.
Murder?
Yes, a murder. Doesn't the fire surprise you, too? Sit down.
I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you, anyway?
That's beside the point. I want to know what you had to do with the murder of George Grant. You can talk now or later. I've got nothing but time.
George Grant? He's dead?
Yes, very. He was murdered about 5 minutes after 4 downtown on Grand Avenue, and I think you know who did it.
I don't know anything about it.
You never heard of him, huh?
I knew him slightly.
Oh, now, please, Miss Maxwell. You knew him better than slightly. You've been running around with him or giving him the runaround for the last month. You deliberately set a trap for him, didn't you? You mixed him up in that arson job on the Matthews Fur Company's warehouse.
I don't know anything about arson. You can't come in here and threaten me.
Oh, look, lady, I'm not going to be polite about this. George Grant has been murdered. You had a hand in that murder, and I'm going to get the information out of you if I have to beat it out of you. And if you think I'm bluffing, just keep on dummying up. Now, who was mixed up on that arson job that Grant was killed for knowing too much about? Look, I'm going to count 3. Then I'm going to come over there and slap the information out of you.
Look. If I tell you what you want to know, will you fix it with the district attorney to let me turn state evidence?
It depends on how good your information is.
You have nothing on me.
Now, don't start that again. You almost had your mind made up to be smart. Don't double-cross yourself. Now, come on. Talk.
I have everything you need right here in this desk.
Now you're talking sense.
Now, wise guy, get your hands up.
Huh? Oh, no kidding. Now, look, Maxwell. This is nothing you can shoot your way out of, especially with a toy gun like that.
Sit down.
No. If I'm going to be shot, I want to be standing up when I get it. This is a silly piece of grandstanding, Blondie. I'm going to take that gun away from you before you nerve yourself into pulling the trigger.
Don't come another step. I'm telling you, if you do, I'll shoot.
Now, you don't think one bullet from that little 25 is going to stop me, do you? It won't, Maxwell. I'll just keep right on coming, and I'll take it away from you. And I'll put you in the pen for the rest of your life for attempted murder.
I'll be there anyway if I don't get rid of you.
Don't be a sucker now. Think of those 13 steps to the death house. I'm coming after that gun, Maxwell.
You take one more step and...
Well, I hated to slap that gun out of your hand, Blondie, but you didn't want to shoot me anyway, did you?
Let go of my arm. You're hurting me.
Now talk. Who was behind that arson deal? Who was the touch-off man? Who was the brain?
I can't tell you. I can't. If I don't, they'll kill me.
Come on. I haven't much sympathy for dames like you. You killed George Grant just as much as if you pulled the trigger on him. Now talk, baby. Talk, do you hear? Hey, Blondie, come out of it. Come on. Well, I'm a son of a gun. She passed out on me. Hey, Maxwell, come out of it now, will you? Come on.
All right, Rogue. Just stay right where you are.
Huh?
What did you do to Bernice?
Well, nothing.
Did she talk?
No, she didn't.
It's good. How did you get here, Rogue?
Well, I drove. I got rid of that little pasty puss gunman you sent after me.
Where is he?
He's been taken care of.
That's funny. That's exactly what's going to happen to you, Richard. Stand still while I get this gun out of that shoulder holster.
Okay. You're in the driver's seat.
You just couldn't ever learn to stay out of trouble, could you?
Trouble's my business, Bub.
Get up and keep your hands in the air.
Oh, sure. Well, if you're going to let me have it, This is as good a time as any, isn't it?
Time's all right. But I don't like the place, that's all. I'm going to take you out in the country.
That's nice to think about. I love the country.
You know I'm going to have to kill you, don't you? You know too much.
Sure. You couldn't stand a police investigation, could you, Bob?
No.
You know, you should have covered me yourself when I left the Grant house. You should never send a boy to do a man's work.
No?
You're yellow, too, aren't you? You haven't got the guts to pull a trigger yourself.
You've got a lot of nerve. Talking that way when you're looking down the barrel of this gun, Richard.
Yeah, you're a two-for-a-nickel, penny-ante tin-horn, Frenchie. And I'm going to take that gun away from you and make you eat it.
Yes? Well, I have plans for you, Richard. I'm going to bend this gun over your head first, and then I'm going to get rid of you. For good.
You haven't got the guts.
No. Turn around, Rogue.
Well, I wasn't as batty as I sounded there, believe me. I'm no hero, and usually when a guy has the drop on me, I obey orders like a corporal bucking for sergeant. But I didn't have much to lose, and for once I wanted to be hit over the head. Oh, I got my wish and rolled with a blow. Those old familiar stars started to circulate around my indestructible cranium, and I started to black out. But I pulled myself back and hung on to consciousness. I didn't move after I fell. I didn't have to. You see, I fell with my left shoulder in the shadows, covering the automatic I'd slapped out of Bernice Maxwell's hand a little earlier. And when I heard this character walk away from me, I got my right hand on the gun. He went over to where Bernice was, just coming around to this world again. I could hear him talking to her.
Bernice!
Get away from me! Oh, it's you, Marcel. Well, where's he?
Hogue? He's on ice over there in the corner.
You kill him?
No, but I'm going to. I didn't want to do it here in your house.
Drop that gun, Marcel. I'm taking over from here.
What? Drop it!
Marcel, he's over there by the piano!
We'll return to Richard Rogue in just a moment, but first I have a suggestion for the ladies. Do you have trouble finding a shampoo that your whole family likes? If you do, why not present them with a bottle of Fitch's saponified coconut oil shampoo? We'll wager they'll be delighted with it because Fitch's saponified shampoo is a favorite with both men and women, young folks and old. Dad likes it for the business-like cleansing it gives. Your young daughter will swoon over its fragrance and the way it gives her hair dancing highlights. Junior thinks shampoos on the whole are a nuisance, but if it's got to be done, he'll take Fitch's saponified shampoo because it's so quick and easy to use. Yes, ladies, for a good all-around family shampoo, it's Fitch's saponified. Made from pure natural oils, this shampoo will not dry the hair or make it harsh-feeling. Fitch's saponified shampoo has been granted the Parents Magazine Commendation Seal. When you buy shampoo, look for the bottle with the bright yellow label. Fitch's saponified coconut oil shampoo. And now we return to Rogue's Gallery with Dick Powell as private investigator Richard Rogue.
I was a little worried about my future as I stood there behind the cover of that piano and pumped lead at Marcel. But if I could get in a lucky shot, I knew I could put him away for the murder of George Grant and the arson job at the Matthews Fur Company warehouse. I'd hit him a couple of times, and this girl, Bernice Maxwell, was screaming at me to stop. But Marcel kept on trying to luck a shot into my anatomy. Don't move, either one of you. I still got plenty of lead here to stop you if you do.
What are you going to do with us?
I'm going to turn you both over to the cops, baby. Well, this guy will live to hang. Now, here, tie him up. Use this necktie. Come on.
He needs a doctor.
Well, I'll call one as soon as he's secured. Come on, tie him tight now.
He's bleeding to death.
Shut up. Here now. Take mine tight. Here, tie his feet tight.
You're really tough, aren't you, Rogue?
When I'm mad, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's my gun, and here's the gun that's going to send your boyfriend to the chair. Now, you want to go with him, or do you want to tell me all about it?
You mean I can still turn state's evidence?
Were you mixed up in the murder?
No. I don't know anything about that.
You know about the arson deal, though, huh?
Yes.
Okay, baby. Now, start talking. And maybe I can get you a deal with the DA.
I'll talk. I'll tell you everything.
Well, she sang. Yeah, she sang plenty. And the words were music to my ears. When she was through singing, I tied her up tight and called homicide to tell Urban where he could pick up a murderer and an accessory before the fact. Then I told him where I'd be later. I called Flynn at the Fidelity Fire Insurance Company and told him to meet me at the home of Paul Matthews, owner of the Matthews Fur Company, in 10 minutes. He did, and we went in together. The butler sort of unwittingly showed us into the study where Matthews was reading. I'm Richard Rogue, Mr. Matthews.
The investigator?
The celebrated investigator, Mr. Matthews. This gentleman with me here is Mr. Flynn of the Fidelity Fire Insurance Company.
How do you do?
Well, I'm puzzled as to the purpose of your visit, gentlemen.
Well, I'll unpuzzle you, Matthews. The fire at your fur warehouse was deliberate arson.
Oh? Why, that's preposterous.
It's a nice act, but no go.
We're not paying the claim, Matthews. We have absolute evidence
Let me tell you, Flynn. You made a deal with Marcel Jarnac, one of the West's leading arsonists, to start that blaze, Matthews. But you needed the loyalty of an old employee of yours, the manager of your warehouse, George Grant. Grant was an honest guy. So you and Marcel sicked a dame on him, a dame named Bernice Maxwell. Now, you convinced now that I know what I'm talking about?
No. I tell you what.
Okay, then I'll give you some more dope. With Grant's help, you took all of the expensive furs out of the warehouse and filled it up with a lot of junk. And then Grant sopped it all down with gasoline and touched it off. So you want the insurance on $160,000 worth of minks and sables for burning $1,000 worth of cat skin.
It was a swindle, Matthews. We're not paying the claim.
The cops have the Maxwell woman, Marcel Jarnac, and a pasty-faced gunman who worked with them. They've all talked. You're through. That's the police now, the homicide squad. Show them in, will you, Flynn?
Sure.
Looks like the end of the road for me, doesn't it, Mr. Rogue?
Yeah, it sure does, Matthews. You know, amateurs like you shouldn't go around mixing up with professional crooks.
That's right.
Hey, cut it out. Drop that gun. Matthews, hey.
Here. Hey, what's going on in here, Rogue?
This guy, this Matthews tried to commit suicide. I had to take the gun away from him. That's all I've been doing all day long. Is that living? Well, it was Pastypuss's gun that bumped George Grant. He and Marcel got the chair. Matthews and Bernice Maxwell got 10 years apiece, and I got 10 grand in reward money for cracking the case. Yeah, I really had a time with that $10,000. Went to Mexico City, incidentally. Las señoritas, muy simpáticas. Yeah. Spent the month of January there. What a month, January. As soon as I get time, I'm going to write a book. You know what the title's going to be? I'm going to call it Lost January. Oh, dear. Incidentally, I hope you noticed that I didn't get my brains knocked out and make my regular visit to my alter enemy, Hugo, tonight. And... Huh?
What's the idea, Rogie? I missed you. Are you mad because I threw that Betty dame off our cloud?
No, Hugo.
Oh, but look, Rogie, you made a reservation.
On cloud number 8? I did not.
Oh, yes, you did. You said it.
I said what?
You said, see you next week, Hugo. You said it. I heard you.
Okay, I've seen you. Good night, midget.
Goodbye, Rogie. Say, Rogie, aren't you going to wish me a Merry Christmas?
Oh, sure. Merry Christmas, Hugo.
Merry Christmas, Richard. So long.
Merry Christmas. Imagine that little dehydrated Santa Claus. Oh, well, I love everybody. And God blesses one and all, to coin a phrase. You know what I mean? This is Dick Powell again, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you'll be with us again next week at the same time. Thanks for listening. And Merry Christmas, everybody. And now here's Jim Doyle.
Don't forget to tune in again next Thursday. And, by the way, be sure to see Dick Powell's new RKO picture, Cornered, at your local theater soon. And, as I was saying, tune in again next Thursday, same time, same station, when you will again hear Dick Powell as Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery. Remember, if dandruff is your problem, ask for Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Removes dandruff the first time it is used. Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo is the only shampoo whose guarantee to remove dandruff is backed by one of the world's largest insurance companies. This statement can be made by no other shampoo. Ask for Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo at your drug or toilet goods counters, barber or beauty shop. Fitch is spelled F-I-T-C-H.
It's Friday night, so we take you now to Duffys Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner. Duffys Tavern is brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Vitalis and Minute Rub, two products that will pay you to remember. Minute Rub, modern chest rub, Vitalis for well-groomed hair. Minute Rub, Vitalis.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Hello, Duffy. Merry Christmas to you. By the way, we got 2 more Christmas cards tonight. Well, one from Colucci, the fruit peddler. Yeah, very pretty card, too. It's got his coat of arms. 2 crossed bananas with a tomato rampant in the background. Yeah, and the other one's from Cavendish, the Undertaker. Yeah, it says, wishing you a joyous and Merry Christmas and a short but Happy New Year. P.S. Drop in and see our new Christmas wrappings. Yeah, you ought to be here, Duffy. Already the joint is reeking with Christmassy odor. Yeah, we're even putting on a show tonight, the Christmas Carol. What's an old play by Charles Dickens? Dickens. As in, go too deep. Yeah, well, the guy's a very famous writer, Duffy. Wrote David Copperfield, the Picnic Papers. That other one about the dame, you know, Oliver's Twist. Well, look, Duffy, I'm busy now. I got to rewrite the Christmas Carol. Yeah, well, I got to fix it up, you know. Some of the grammar is a little old-fashioned. I'll call you back, Duffy. Merry Christmas. Okay. Hey, Eddie.
Yes?
Look, it's Christmas. Why don't you say we kind of infest the joint with a little Christmas flavor? We've just put some mistletoes around and some holly wreaths, huh?
Oh, we've practically got a holly wreath already. The customers at the bar is turning red, and the ones that just finished eating are turning green.
Eddie, will you cut out the whiz me? I'm serious. Now, what could we do to make the joint a little more Christmassy?
We could get a nice snow effect by whitewashing the sawdust.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sure, and I could trot around under the table with a little cask of brandy tied around my neck.
Yeah, that'd be cute, like one of them St. Bernstein dogs. Good old Christmas. By the way, I wonder what Duffy is going to give us for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I wonder. Hey, you know, I kind of got my heart set on the Hope Diamond.
You hope. What did he give you in last year again?
Monogram dustpan.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. It makes a nice set with the monogram broom he gave me the year before.
Now, Look, Eddie, don't be bitter. After all, Duffy ain't really such a bad guy.
No, he ain't such a bad guy.
No.
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 No. Well, so long. This is where I get off.
Eddie, you're bitter. Remember that Christmas dinner he gave us last year? The celery and the chestnuts and the cranberries.
And the cover charge?
Ah, he was kidding. That big whole roast pig with the apple in its mouth. Hello, Finnegan. Where's the apple?
What apple?
Skip, it's just a little picture you happened to conjure into my mind. Anyways, Merry Christmas to you, Finnegan.
Merry Christmas to you, Arch. By the way, that brings up a subject.
What?
Arch, I'd like to ask you a question.
What's the question?
Well, Arch, promise me you'll tell me the truth.
I promise.
Okay. Arch, is there a Santa Claus?
Well, bless your heart, Finnegan. What brought this on?
I was over to Macy's this morning, and on the 5th floor there was a tall, skinny Santa Claus, and I got down to the 3rd floor, and there's a short, fat Santa Claus. Frankly, I'm beginning to smell a rat. Now, tell me, will you?
Look, I don't want to be no stool pigeon. I'd rather you'd ask somebody else.
So, well, who am I going to ask, Arch? I asked my little brother Wilford, and he says there ain't no Santa Claus, but what does he know? He's only a child.
Look, you put me in a very bad position.
Well, you got to tell me, Arch. I'm old enough to know. And I'm going to find out sooner or later anyway.
Finnegan, please, I'd rather that somebody else.
Oh, come on, Arch. You told me about the stork, didn't you? Believe me, this is important for me.
Well, why? Why is it so important?
Well, I ain't smart enough to keep a job. I can't read. I can't write. I don't like girls. If there's no Santa Claus, what have I got to live for?
Well, okay, Finnegan, you asked for it. You see, this Santa Claus thing started, you see, there's the birds and the bees and the flowers.
Yeah.
And, Finnegan, turn your eyes the other way, will you? That's better. Now you ask me if there's a Santa Claus. So prepare yourself, Finnegan.
Go ahead, Arch. I can take it.
Finnegan, there is no...
Arch!
No truth to the rumor that there is no Santa Claus. There is a Santa Claus.
Oh, boy, what a load up in me mind. Santa Claus, did you come in?
These are adults. Hello? Oh, just a second. Eddie, it's your girlfriend, Sonia Jones.
Oh, my. The first official sign of Christmas. Hello. Oh, hello, Sonia. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Huh? Sure, I love you, sugar. What you doing? Is you alone, baby? Ain't that a man's voice out here? Oh, you're listening to the news on the radio. Sonia, how long has Gable Heater been calling you honey? I'm just suspicious. Yeah, baby. I know I'm always in your heart. Yeah. But, honey, who's that that's always in your apartment? Huh? Well, Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. By the way, extend the season's greetings to Gable Heater for me. Yeah, that's bad news tonight.
Look, Eddie, why do you let that Sonia kick you around like this? What are you, man or you mouse?
Pass the cheese.
Say, Archie.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy. Hey, what's the matter with you today?
Why?
Well, you look even more battered than usual.
Yeah, and that's just the way I feel. Gee, Archie, those department stores are terrible. You try to get near a counter and you take your life in your hands. They push you around, tear your stockings, step on your toes, gouge your eyes out.
Well, what were you trying to buy?
Nothing. I was just carousing.
Well, that starts our conversation this evening on a nice idiotic basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I hear you're going to put on a Christmas show tonight.
Yes.
Well, needless to say, you'll want me to sing.
On the contrary, equally needless. You and that foghorn falsetto. That off-coloratura. You are not going
Now
to...
listen here, you big dope.
Look, Miss Duffy, leave us not fight tonight. It's the Christmas season, and I'm in too good a mood. In fact, I'm so happy, I'd like to kiss you. Blindfolded, of course. Okay, you can sing in the show. Mr. Melnick.
Yeah?
Look, we're going to need some Christmassy background music for the show tonight. Are you equipped?
We're loaded, Jackson.
In what way, Phil? How are you loaded?
I got a kid named Robert Maxwell that's murder on this Christmas stuff. A harp player.
Harp player, huh? Good idea. Duffy will love it. It's his native music. Okay, we'll put the kid in the show.
Say, Archie.
Yes, Mr. Miller?
Can you use me in the Christmas show?
Well, yeah, maybe you could announce it. Give me a sample, for instance. What would you say?
Well, I don't know. Maybe something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Duffy's Tavern takes great pleasure in presenting its Christmas show, starring that famous hair grooming preparation, Vitalis.
Very good. Very good. Then I suppose you had in mind a ballet, maybe, where 4 men with tight, dry scalps dance around a bottle of Vitalis? While the band plays Hair, the gang's all hair?
Well, no, Archie. The orchestra would play Here, Here, Vitalis is Almost Here.
Very sharp. Pull up your podium and pray continue.
Well, yeah, pretty soon now, Vitalis will be back. Back to keep your dry, unruly hair well groomed. And without that plastered-down patent leather shine. Yes, pretty soon you'll be able to use Vitalis and the 60-second workout to loosen your tight, dry scalp, rout loose dandruff, and help prevent excessive falling hair. Shortages will soon be relieved. And then you'll be able to get original, genuine Vitalis, the hair grooming preparation that's been the standby of so many men for so long.
Okay, Eddie, we're all set. Now give me that bung starter. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, each year we present our centennial Christmas show. Now, that moment has just become right. So, I want you all to enjoy the show. Applaud when you like. Be merry. Have laughs. In other words, feel free to vent your spleen in any way you wish. So, without no further ado, leave us on with the show. Carry on, Mr. Miller.
Thank you. Duffy's Tavern brings you Christmas music. Christmas drama.
But Santa Claus, suppose my husband comes home and finds you here.
Christmas humor.
Do you think we will have a white Christmas, darling?
Well, it will if it don't rain, dear. And now on with the show. For our first act this evening, we give you that beloved little entertainer, your waiter and mine, Eddie Green. To know him is to tip him. Take it, Eddie.
You better watch out. Better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming on down to Harlem Town. Oh, my. And you got to find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming with his bag full of jive, Mr. 5x5. Sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows how good you've been. So if you meet him face to face, say, solid old man, give me some skin. He's got no reindeer, they ain't got no sled, but he's on his way, and he's coming instead on the action such a finger at the Santa.
Thank you very much, Eddie Green. Now, for our next act, we reach into our Christmas grab bag, and what do we pull out? None other than Mr. Robert Maxwell, the world's greatest harpist. Okay, Robert, take us on a Miller side with a 3-feet hubcap and send us solid with that old rip-rap sad sack, kid. Okay, take it away, Robert Maxwell. Well, Duffy, you gotta give the guy credit. He plays the thing with his bare hands. What? Mrs. Duffy says she would like to have a little more Christmas schmaltz, huh? Okay, boys. Look, Matty, can the kid jive out a little more dig beat with a rip on the schmaltz side? What? Oh, I see him talking to a square. Duffy says he would like something a little more befitting to the occasion of the season.
Well, how about White Christmas?
Okay, let him chop it away in a gut bucket. Robert Maxwell, and incidentally, if that thing ever has any little ukuleles, name one after me. Now, to continue our cruise down Santa Claus Lane, we next hear from that great singing duet, Clifton Finnegan and Miss Duffy. Better known as half a wit and a near miss. It's the Third Avenue's answer to the atomic bomb. Okay, take it away.
Sleigh bells ring.
Are you listening? Are you listening? In the night, over tonight, about the dawn of the sun of the light. Are you listening? Right on.
Christmas fire.
The fire.
Walking in the
With some Finnegan and Miss Duffy, you sounded like Jeanette MacDonald with a half Nelson on Eddie. And now, we have a surprise act for you. Mr. Marvin Miller, our genial master of ceremonies, will beleaguer us with a poem. Go right ahead, Mr. Miller.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the nation, people had chest colds and that stuffed-up sensation.
Just a second. Wait a minute. I think I can finish that for you. With his sleigh full of minute rub over housetops and spires came Santa Claus shouting, "On, Bristol, on, Myers." Okay, Mr. Miller, you may now lapse into prose, if you please.
Well, just to say that Minute Rub, a really modern chest rub, is wonderful to help relieve that uncomfortable cold misery. All you do is rub Minute Rub on your throat, chest, and back, and in a minute, Minute Rub gets to work and starts to relieve that clogged up feeling in the nose and throat. Starts to bring a feeling of warmth to those tight, sore chest muscles. And because Minute Rub is greaseless and stainless, it can't stain clothes or bed linens. So get a jar of Minute Rub and get relief from annoying cold misery the modern way, the greaseless, stainless Minute Rub way.
Okay, Mr. Miller, you may now announce the big piece of resistance.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present The Christmas Carol, written by the Dickens boys, Charles and Archie. As our scene opens, we find Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Archie, preparing to go to bed in his miserable little room on Piccadilly Square. All England is agog with Yuletime spirit. But for miserable old Ebenezer Scrooge, there is no Christmas. At the moment, we find him in an ugly mood, writing in his diary.
Dear diary, had a pleasant day today. Bankrupted 3 widows, foreclosed 12 mortgages, and drove 9 families out into the snow. Barefooty, of course.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sire.
Oh, it is my butler, Godfrey. What do you want, my man Godfrey?
It's getting mighty cold in here. Do you think we can afford to throw another twig on the fire?
Heavens to Betsy, man, you threw one on last Friday. Do you think these twigs grow on trees?
I know, but it's getting cold in here. There's icicles on the window.
So what, ain't you never seen icicles on a window before?
Not on the inside, sire. Oh, before I forget, the widow Scratchit called this morning.
Scratchit. Is, she the widow of Willie Scratchit? I mean, Willie Scratchit?
Yes. She's the one you work to death squeezing limes in your lime house. She said you promised to pay her a pension of 2 pence a week.
Well, get rid of it, Godfrey. If I have to go around paying 2 pence a week to every widow in Wessex, I wouldn't have a pair of pence to me name. Besides, it ain't my fault that husband of hers didn't save nothing out of what I gave him every week.
But, sire, how much can one save out of 10 lashes a week?
Bah, humbug.
But the widow's downstairs starving, sire. Can't we at least give her a piece of bread?
Oh, leave her starve. Them poor people is all alike.
Greedy, huh, boss?
Yeah. Give them bread today, and tomorrow they're back asking for water.
Yeah, but, sire, this is Christmas.
Christmas. How I hate it. Christmas trees, presents, happy people, goodwill. I hate Christmas.
Yeah, but why do you feel this way, sire?
I'll tell you why, Canave. Because I am a black-hearted, tight-fisted, bitter, stingy old skinflint. Oh, Duffy, not you, me. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, Godfrey. I think I shall hie me hence to bed.
Very good, sire.
That's sire. Yes, Godfrey. I've done a hard day's dirty work today. It'll feel good to crawl in between them nice, clean sheets of newspaper. Well, good night, my man Godfrey.
Good night, sire.
Don't forget to blow out the twig.
Yes, sire.
Not so hard, you fool. That twig's got to last us all day tomorrow.
Sorry, sire.
Now to close one eye and get some sleep. Yeah, got a big day tomorrow. Got to sprinkle banana peels on the front steps of the old lady's home. Got to remember to get them chimes made softer. No sense in letting the neighbors hear the time for nothing.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge. Wake up.
Who's calling me? Who are you?
I am the spirit of Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
I have come to show you the suffering that your stinginess is causing. I'm going to take you to the house of the widow Scratcher. The next voice you hear will be that of the widow Scratcher herself.
Oh, Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim.
Coming, Mother.
Close the door, Tim. The flies are coming in, and we haven't got enough to eat ourselves.
Mama, I am weak with hunger.
I know it, my poor boy.
Ain't we got nothing in the house? Even a crusted swieback?
Not even a herring. Tim, land's sakes, the floor is cold. Where are your shoes? Come on, son, speak up. Where are your shoes? Tim, stop picking that leather out of your teeth and tell me, where are your shoes? Oh, Tim, you didn't eat them.
Of course I did, Mama. I am only a little tot. My body must have nourishment. Mama, why is Ebenezer Scrooge so wicked?
Oh, he isn't really wicked, son. He's just socially maladjusted. He hates to part with a buck.
Oh, yeah? Well, I still say it's wicked of him to starve a nice little boy like me to death.
Did you hear that, Ebenezer Scrooge? You have caused all this suffering with your stinginess.
Spirit, you got me dead to rights. All of a sudden, I behold how low I have sank.
Well, Ebenezer, what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to give 50,000 pounds to Tiny Tim and Mrs. Scratchit, and the rest of my money I will give to nothing but orphan asylums. Every one of them, from Essex to Wessex, from Wessex to Sussex, and as far north as Norsex. And I want to thank you, Spirit of Christmas. You have lighted up the way for me. You have learned me that it is better to give than to receive. Hello? Mrs. Duffy? Huh? He's over in the corner crying like a baby? Oh, get him over to the phone. We'll try to cheer him up. Come on, let's sing him a song, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, Duffy. What? Stop crying, will you? Well, I know, and we love you, too, but Christmas ain't supposed to be sad. Duffy, cheer up. It's Christmas is supposed to be gay. It's holly wreaths and Santa Claus and Prancer and Dancer and Dunder and Pilsner and... and Jingle Bells, Duffy.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride with one-horse open sleigh.
Just a second. Hey, does that make you feel better, Duffy? Huh? What a softy. He's crying harder than ever.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to leave Duffy's Tavern for this evening, but let's meet here again at this same time next Friday night. In the meantime, if you have a cold, remember Minute Rub. And for well-groomed hair, remember Vitalis. Did you know this? The Egyptians of long ago shaved themselves with seashells. Yes, and shell razors must have been mighty hard on a man's face. Of course, even today with the most modern razors, shaving can still be painful for men with tender faces. But now there's Ingram shaving cream. That rich Ingram lather helps condition your face for the razor. You enjoy cool, soothing shaves. You better try Ingram yourself. Remember, comfort means coolness. Coolness means Ingram. I-N-G-R-A-M. Ingram, the cooler shaving cream.
The National Broadcasting Company.
Colgate presents Bill Stern with the Colgate Shave Cream Sports Newsreel. Bill Stern, the Colgate Shave Cream Man, is on the air. Bill Stern, the Colgate Shave Cream Man, with stories rare. Take his advice and you'll look keen. You'll get a shave that's smooth and clean. You'll be a Colgate brushless fan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bill Stern bringing you the 320th edition of the Colgate Shave Cream Sports Newsreel. Our guest tonight is the famous radio star Ezra Stone, the original Henry Aldrich. But first, Reel 1, a Christmas greeting. In 4 days, it'll be Christmas. That's why tonight's show is entirely made up of Christmas stories. And our first story tonight is the story of a poor, broken-down, punch-drunk fighter. And yet it's a Christmas story. A story that's become an annual institution on this program at Christmas time. Did you ever hear of a fighter named Swifty Edwards? Chances are you don't remember. Swifty Edwards was once a good fighter. But Swifty never got very far. He was just a boy who could take it on the chin. By 1926, Swifty Edwards was all washed up. He'd been knocked from pillar to post. He was just a human punching bag. No fight promoter wanted any part of him. But if Swifty was a poor fighter, at least he was honest. He never took a crooked fight, and he always tried his best. One thing made Swifty stand out from the hundreds of other has-been fighters. Swifty had a beautiful wife. He was very proud of his wife. Their love and devotion was honest and sincere. Several days before Christmas, in 1926, Swifty went from one fight promoter to another, trying to get a fight. Everybody gave him the same answer. No dice, Swifty. You're all through, kid. Why don't you wise up? Swifty was desperate. He had to get a fight somehow. He had no money, and Christmas was coming. And each Christmas, Swifty'd always given his wife a new dress. Well, there'd be no new dress this Christmas if Swifty didn't get a fight soon. Finally, Swifty reached the end of his rope. He went to a shady fight promoter. And Swifty asked that shady fight promoter for a fight.
Sure, I got a fight for you. But of course, you got to do me a little favor. You see, I got a new fighter on the way up. You could beat him on the level. Except this fight ain't going to be on the level. Get it, Swifty?
Why, you rat. I never saw a fight in my life.
Okay. Don't get tough with me. There's $20 in it for you, and no one will ever know.
Swifty took that fight. All his life he'd fought clean, but now nobody gave him a break. Yeah, Swifty had agreed to throw a fight. He was ashamed to tell his wife. Instead, he tried to act enthusiastic. Gee, honey, I got a fight. Boy, will I murder that guy. It's a cinch for me. Look, I got the money in advance. $30. Here it is. Here, honey. Here's your Christmas present. Get yourself that new dress. Don't worry about me. I'll win easily. Swifty was happy. At least his wife would never know how he'd gotten that money. Christmas Eve came. Swifty climbed through the ropes to fight his first crooked fight. In the first minute, he realized that if he wanted to, he could win. But he'd made a bargain, and so in the second round, he went down and he was counted out. Quickly, he dressed and left that fighter in. It was Christmas Eve. His wife would be waiting for him. At least he hadn't let her down. But as he entered his shabby room, his wife met him at the door. Her face was twisted with grief. Swifty, what happened? You told me you were going to win. You said you couldn't lose. You never told me that before. What happened tonight, Swifty? For a moment, he didn't answer, and then he spoke. Never mind, honey. It's Christmas. Come on, let's be happy. Can I see your new dress? His wife looked up as she said, I took that $30 you gave me, Swifty, but I didn't buy a new dress. I wanted to give you a Christmas present, too. You said you'd win, so I bet the $30 on you to win. And now we've got nothing. Yep. That's the story. And each year when it's close to Christmas like it is tonight, I always think of another Christmas. A poor punch-drunk fighter who tried so hard to say, Merry Christmas. Reel 2. If he ever played hooky when he was a boy, then he did it to play hockey. For 40 years, he's been a leading figure in the ice world. He's the famous manager of the New York Rangers, Lester Patrick. Well, one time I asked Lester Patrick how he liked Colgate brushless shave cream, and this is what he wrote me.
Colgate brushless is one no-brush cream that's got the number of my bristly beard and sensitive skin. It stays on the job, keeps my whiskers soft, lets me sail through to the finish without interference. Then, too, Colgate brushless doesn't clog my razor, and it washes off presto. Signed, Lester Patrick.
You hear that, my brother shavers? Well, all you need to get on Lester Patrick's shaving team is Colgate brushless shave cream, the shave cream of champions. Yes, sir. And if you tell me your beard is tough and your skin is tender, I'll say swell. Colgate brushless was made for you. Made to shave you close and clean without a snag or a pull and without after irritation. If after your first Colgate brushless shave you don't agree, then just send the top of the carton to me. Bill Stern, care of Colgate, Jersey City, Zone 2, New Jersey, and I'll see that you get double your money back. Now get yourself a jumbo jar tonight. I recommend the big 9-ounce Colgate brushless jar because it saves money and it lasts longer. Reel 3. Colgate's camera close-up of Henry Aldrich. Probably no youngster's voice is better known to America's radio audience than is his. A great star, a great director. Here he is in person, Henry Aldrich.
Coming, Mother. Good evening, Bill. Say, can I step out of character?
Why, certainly, Henry. But if you're going to step out of character, I guess I'd better introduce you by your real name. Ladies and gentlemen, a very fine actor who impersonates Henry Aldrich on the radio, Ezra Stone.
Thank you, Bill. But instead of being interviewed tonight, I'd like to tell a story.
Please do.
Well, my story begins back in 1912, when a certain American youngster was the best pistol shot in the United States. And because of this, he was selected to represent us in the Olympic Games that year in Europe. He was matched against the finest pistol shots from all over the world. The American boy came through the preliminaries with flying colors, until finally only he and a German marksman were left. Each took careful aim as they began their final round, and the American lad shot 10 straight bullseyes, a perfect score. But when the German judges counted his score, they claimed they could only find 9 bullseyes. In vain, the American lad argued. He knew the German judges were cheating in favor of one of their own countrymen, but there was nothing the American could do about it. That all took place back in 1912, when an American lad came back to this country hating the Germans because they had cheated him out of an Olympic medal. But somehow, I think that American got his revenge. For it was he who led the American armies into Germany in this war. Today, he died. But even though he's gone, he will be never forgotten. For his name was General George S. Patton.
You're so right. General Patton was a great athlete. Much more important, a great American. Thank you so much. Good luck and good night. Ezra Stone, better known as Henry Aldrich. Reel 4. Let's continue this parade of Christmas stories tonight and call this The Legend of a Christmas Tree. Remember when you were a youngster how all Christmas stories began with once upon a time and ended with and they lived happily ever after? This is a Christmas legend. It begins in Washington, D.C. It's the story of a man, a boy, and a dog. And like all Christmas legends, it begins once upon a time. Once upon a time, out of the land of the Philippines, came a little dusky brown-skinned fighter, Felix Destrito by name. And the tale he wove with his 2 fists made history. And soon, he married a gay, laughing, lovely girl. One day, a son was born to them, and Felix's joy was complete. Each night, Felix would come home, smile at the baby, pull up an easy chair, and read the paper. But each night, too, Felix would say, Honey, turn the lights up brighter. Each night it became more of a command. The light, bring it closer. But one night, not even moving the light right beside Felix could hide the truth. The cruel poundings of his many fights were taking their toll. Felix Destrito was slowly going blind. The years passed. Now, no longer the cheers of fight fans, just a loneliness born with unseeing eyes. Again, our scene is a Washington fight arena. The crowds are here, fighters in the ring, but standing unnoticed, alone in a corner, stands Felix Destrito selling peanuts. Alone, No, that's wrong. For at his feet are his eyes. That's right, eyes. For his eyes are Queenie, a seeing-eye dog. And each night, Felix and Queenie are a familiar sight in the corner of that fight club. But one night, Felix and Queenie failed to show up. Felix and his dog, Queenie, were home taking care of Felix's little son. Pneumonia had come. For days, Felix didn't leave the bedside as his son tossed about feverishly. For days, Queenie stood by her master, whimpering as she looked at the suffering boy. The doctor came, and Felix paid him half the meager family savings. More doctor bills, and soon there was no money left. No money for food, for medicine, for doctors. Felix sat there helplessly, and then a strange thing happened. Queenie came over silently, pressed her cold nose into his outstretched hand. The dog seemed to be trying to tell Felix something. The man understood. Felix got up slowly, put on his ragged coat, and walked over to one of Washington's radio stations. He sought out a sports announcer. The sports announcer greeted him warmly. "Hello, Felix, glad to see you." But Felix only said, "Please, sir, could you announce on the radio that I'd like to sell Queenie? You see, I must have medicine for my son." The announcer nodded his heart. His heart was too sick to speak. That night, the miracle happened. From every newspaper, from every radio station in Washington, out went the appeal, not for someone to buy Queenie, but for money to help a fighter who was willing to give up his eyes that his son might live. And then came the response from the so-called hard-boiled fight fans, from the writers, from everyone, everywhere. The story created a sensation. Irving Berlin, the famous songwriter, heard about it, and since it was just before Christmas, it inspired him to write a special Christmas song. Thanks to that song, the money poured in. The boy was taken to a big hospital. Felix and Queenie stayed together. Today, Queenie waits patiently to speak for the slightest twitch of her harness. That's the story. The story of a blind prize fighter who inspired a great song. For had it not been for Felix Discreto, the world might never have had the most famous Christmas song ever written, the unforgettable White Christmas. Reel 5, Charles F. McCarthy.
Men, when the holiday mistletoe is over your doorway, be sure you do your kissing with a smooth, smooth kisser. The preliminary is shave with Colgate Brushless, the shave cream of champions. Spread this rich, fluffy cream over your skin, then get going with your razor. No drying out or quitting halfway with Colgate Brushless. It keeps busy to the end of your shave, keeps the toughest whiskers soft so your razor can shear them off close and clean. No wonder over half the men in America now enjoy the speed and convenience of shaving the brushless way. No wonder so many of them enjoy Colgate Brushless, the shave cream of champions. Ask for Colgate Brushless, the shave cream of champions, in a 9-ounce jar tonight. And now, back to Bill Stern.
Reel 6. Colgate's Candid Camera catches the story behind the story. Exclusive, New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, I received the following telegram this afternoon. It reads, Bill Stern, Radio City, New York. This is to notify you that I dare you. In fact, I double dare you to appear on my radio program the night of January the 2nd and play a saxophone solo. Signed, K. Kaiser. Okay, Mr. Kaiser, you asked for it. I'll accept your dare. I'll play the saxophone on your program on the 2nd of January. And I'm the world's worst saxophone player. In fact, you can call it corn from a horn. And that's the 3-0 mark for tonight. Next Friday night, we'll be back same time, same stations, with another edition of the Colgate Shave Cream Sports Newsreel. We're moving the entire show to Hollywood, California, where our special guest in Hollywood next Friday evening will be the famous radio star Jack Benny. So be sure and be with us next Friday night at our usual time when we greet you from Hollywood, California, and present as our guest one of the most famous stars in Hollywood, Jack Benny. See you then. In the meantime, I'll be seeing you on the screen in the News of the Day newsreel at your favorite Lowe's or Associated Theaters. Now, until next Friday night at our usual time, when we greet you from Hollywood with our special guest, Jack Benny, this is Bill Stern wishing you all a good night.
Bill Stern, the Colgate Shave Cream Man, is on his way. Bill Stern, the Colgate Shave Cream Man, had lots to say. He told you tales of sports heroes, the inside dope he really knows. So listen in next Friday night. COLGATE.
Uncle Bill, your friend. The story is exciting from start right to the end. So everyone come join the fun. Come on and let's pretend.
Yes, from New York City, it's radio's outstanding children's theater, Let's Pretend, created by Nyla Mack. And now, here's Uncle Bill Adams to get us started on today's story, The Night Before Christmas.
Hello, pretenders. Well, you all ready with your sparklers and flags and firecrackers to celebrate the holiday that's coming? Oh, hey, I am a little mixed up at that. It's not 4th of July coming up, something else. What's its name now? Christmas, of course. And here on Let's Pretend, it's the night before Christmas. Let's all pile into a toboggan and get going. How about it, Gwen?
Okay, Uncle Bill. Magical carpenters, a speedy red toboggan, please. 1, 2, 3. Oh, boy, pile on, everybody. Hang on tight and let's go.
Not once upon a time, but every time Christmas Eve rolls round, this story comes true in homes all over the world. It begins as Mother tucks Sally Ann and Teddy into bed.
There now, Sally Ann. You too, Teddy. Cuddle down and remember, the faster you go to sleep tonight, the faster morning will come. So both of you close your eyes now and dream about... Oh, let's see now.
The spaceship I want Santa to bring. The doll with her own lipstick that I want.
Well, all right. And see if you can't also dream about a spangly Christmas tree. A Christmas tree all hung with candy canes and with a lovely sugar plum fairy at the top of it.
Oh, I like that, Mother. I'll dream about the tree and the sugar plum fairy. I will, too. Good night, Mommy.
Good night, darling. Good night.
Children, are you dreaming?
Dreaming? I guess we both must be. There's a sugar plum all green. It's a sugar plum fairy from the Christmas tree. Hello, Sally Ann. Hello, Teddy dear. Hello, sugar plum. Say, how can you be here? I brought you dreams of Christmas joy, here to the hearts of girls and boys, of sleds and dolls and candy sticks, and elephants with magic tricks, of china sets, electric trains, a baby carriage, handsome planes, a set of tools within a chest, that party dress that you like best. A pair of skis, a music box, a muffler matching brand new socks, a Boy Scout knife, a jumping rope, and a Mickey Mouse, all made of soap. A baseball bat, a football too, pajamas, both in pink and blue. Oh, sugar plum, do dreams come true? On Christmas Eve, indeed they do. So dream on, children, while you may. Tomorrow is your Christmas day. Sleep tight, thank God that you are free to laugh and play, meet your Christmas tree.
And now, Sally Ann and Teddy are fast asleep. But downstairs, behind a bench in the hall, there's something stirring.
Mildred Mouse, come back here this minute. Mother Mouse, Billy and I want to see the children's stockings.
Why do they hang them up like that? And on the mantel, too. It isn't wash day.
I'll scramble up and see, Billy. You will not, Mildred. Not a creature should stir tonight. And if you do, you'll get a spanking. Just as sure as my name is Mrs. Cordelia Mouse.
But why do we have to be so quiet? Everybody's asleep.
Well, it so happens that tonight is a very special night, children. How? What makes it special? Well, now, since that's a question that deserves a very special answer, just this once I'll let you stir. Billy, you can go ask
clock? Why should a mouse ask a clock anything? Mildred, I am surprised. Don't you ever look at your books in mouse school? What's the first thing you learn to read? Hickory, hickory, dock.
The mouse ran up the clock.
That's right, of course. And why would he run up the clock if not to ask him something? So go on, Billy. Ask the clock what night this is and why we must all keep quiet.
All right, here I go. Oh, now I can see his face. Hello, Mr. Hickory Dickory. Can you please tell us two mouse children what night tonight is and why we must be so quiet?
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Not even a mouse?
Hey, you hear that, Mildred?
Yes. Now, ask him about the stockings, Billy.
Why are the stockings hanging up, Hickory Dickory?
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
All right, Billy, that's enough. Come down now.
Oh, yes, gosh. The clock strikes 1 and down I run.
So, now you know what night tonight is.
The night before Christmas. But what's Christmas, Mother Mouse?
And who's St. Nicholas who's coming to get the stockings?
He isn't coming to get them. He's coming to fill them with toys.
Oh.
You see, Christmas is a wonderful holiday humans have when St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus as the children call him, goes to every house in the world, leaving toys and gifts for good girls and boys.
Every house in the world? How can he get enough toys to go around?
Well, he has a workshop up at the North Pole, and Mrs. Santa helps, and he has lots of other helpers, too. But still, it's a mystery to me how he does it every year. So, last year, when he came here, I asked him.
Oh, you spoke to Santa Claus?
I did. And he said that to reward us mice for being so quiet on Christmas Eve every year, he'd like to have me and my family visit his workshop this year.
What?
You can't make a bit of noise or the magic won't work. You've got to be as still as still as mice.
I promise.
All right, then. In my apron pocket here, I have a magic kernel of corn that Santa gave me last year. Yeah. Here it is. Mildred, you first. Take a tiny bite of it.
All right, Mother Mouse.
Now, don't swallow it. Hold it under your tongue. Now you, Billy. And then I will. Now, we'll sit very quietly, our tails curled neatly, and close our eyes. Close your eyes, Billy. Oh, poor. And then I'll think of the magic words Santa told me. And in no time, we'll be on our way north. Ready, children?
Now, ready.
All right. Here we go.
My goodness, we must be 1,000,000 miles in the air. The cities look like toy cities.
Yes. Oh, but we've got a long way to go yet. Hold tight, Billy.
Oh, look. Snow. Everything's covered with snow.
We must be getting near the North Pole now, where everything's always covered with snow.
Mother, look, all those wonderful colored lights down below.
Oh, my, there's lights on trees. A whole forest of trees. All lighted up. Just like fairyland.
My whiskers, it's the Christmas tree forest. It must be. But careful now. We're almost there. Keep tight hold on my paws as we go down. And remember, not a sound when we get there.
All right, Mother.
Oh, dear, that phone is driving me distracted. Hello, Santa Claus's workshop. Mrs. Santa speaking. What was that? You're Johnny Smith, and you want Santa to bring you caraway pills? What? Oh, a pair of pills. Well, that does sound a little more... Yes, I'll tell him, Johnny. Oh, it's Donnie? Oh, all right, Donnie. It's just so very noisy here, but I do have it. Caraway pills. No, I mean a pair of pills. Good night, Donnie. Or was it Johnny? Oh, that noise. Bangle!
Yes, Mrs. Santa.
How is it the door to the workshop is always being left open? Don't you close it, please?
Yes, of course.
Oh, dear. Maybe I can finish that dress for Sally Ann's doll back to the sewing machine.
Oh, Mrs. Santa told me to ask you...
Well, how did everything get so piled up for the last minute?
Will the doll be ready to start on time?
Oh, I know we didn't start in time. Each year I tell myself we'll start the day after Christmas, but then we don't.
No, Mrs. Santa, I didn't say that.
Oh.
Santa wants to start packing the sleigh within the hour.
With tin and flour? Oh, what can you be thinking of? Of course, I remember when children thought it was a joke if Santa filled their parents' stocking with coal and flour, but that's
No, Mrs. Santa, within the hour. Santa wants to pack the sleigh.
Oh, to be sure, we'd better pack right away if he wants to get all the children who are expecting him.
He wonders if the dolls are ready.
Oh, the dolls! Oh, ready, of course they're ready. There's just this dress for Sally Ann's doll, and there. Now it's finished. Where is she? Oh, my goodness, there she is. But what is she doing? She's washing her hair.
She is. In the water where Santa moored the toy fleece.
Oh, quick, Spangles, run and get her. And a towel.
Mrs. Santa.
Oh, no, not again. Out of that water, doll child. Oh, good heavens, where is Santa? Why doesn't he answer the phone for a while? Santa! Santa! Oh!
What's the matter, Mrs. I've got our glass, girl. She's not very wet.
Oh, go away. Oh, Spangles, look on the windowsill. Oh, go away.
What's wrong? What's happened?
Oh, Santa. Oh, thank heaven. Oh, look right there on the windowsill.
It's three little mice.
Yes, mice. Dear, we never meant to disturb anyone.
Oh, my goodness. Answer that phone, Spangler.
Yes, shoot them away, Santa. Shoot them away at once, or I won't be able to do another thing tonight, and Christmas Eve will be ruined.
Now, my dear, please be calm, be calm.
Don't they know? Don't they know that no mouse is supposed to stir on Christmas Eve? How did they get here?
My dear, I invited them.
It's not that I don't like mice. It's just that... You invited them?
Yes, I invited them. For centuries, mice have been still as can be on Christmas Eve. And I decided it was about time a few mice at least knew why. So this is Mrs. Cordelia Mouse, my dear.
Oh.
And her two children, Mildred and Billy. Is that right, Mrs. Mouse?
Oh, yes, it is. And I can tell you, Mr. Santa Claus, how sorry we are, Mrs. Claus's fright. Oh, my goodness, I'm the one who's sorry, Mrs. Mouse. Santa is right. It's time that you visited us. And, oh, dear, will you forgive me for screaming? It's just because... Well, everything is such a rush, my nerves. We do understand, Mrs. Santa. Look, going out the door.
Good heavens, it's the clown marionette.
Oh, my gracious, walking off as big as life.
What's that he's getting into? Why, he's getting into the toy spaceship. Teddy's spaceship. Hey, hold on there. No, hold on.
Oh, thank heavens you got him before he took off.
Yes, but I must say this clown is a caution, Mother.
Well, you give him to me now, and I'll hold on to his coattail until you're ready to pack him in your bag, which had better be pretty soon, Santa.
Yes, I know. I'll start packing as soon as I check the reindeer. Say, Mrs. Mouse.
Yes.
Would you and your children like to come along?
If it wouldn't be too much trouble. Oh, take them, Santa. I do feel so sorry about the way I behaved.
All right, here we go. Into my pocket with all three of you. Keep your heads up, and you can see out. Are we all ready?
Oh, we're fine, Santa Claus.
Stable's right over this way, friends.
Bow, you there, you want to sell a minute. Hey, now, lift the foot, I nail the steel to in it. There, now, please give me that next foot. Move over, dancer, und you to transfer. Oh, Donner and Blitzen, get off my foot.
Well, Blacksmith, that's quite a song.
Yeah, it makes quicker the work when I sing.
And how's it going? Will they be ready to hitch up to the sleigh in a few minutes?
Oh, all ready right now, Santa. Shall I commencing?
Yes, you do that.
Yeah. Hey, you got new trimming on your suit, Santa.
Well, a new trimming?
Yeah, little black buttons along the pocket there.
Black buttons?
Yeah.
Whoa, Those are our visitors, Blacksmith. The mouse family come to see what goes on Christmas Eve at the North Pole.
Oh, nice. That's nice. Hey, it rhymed. It rhymed.
Yes, so it did. Well, I've got to go pack the bag, Blacksmith.
Well, the team will be ready when you are, Santa. Oh, mice, that's nice.
Yes, very funny, Blacksmith. Very funny. All right, Mother. We're ready for the packing now.
All right, Santa.
Any more calls, Spangles?
Oh, one more order for a fire engine, Santa.
Well, have we an extra one? All right. We've got one good. Well, shut it off now, Spangles. Here's my bag. Pop it right in here.
Now, remember, Santa, no dolls on the bottom where they might get broken.
All right, Mother. Electric trains next. Are they all set, Spangles?
Yes, sir, Santa. All set. Well, that one ought to do about 100 miles an hour.
Well, into the bag with it. All the other trains. Here's one for a little boy in Illinois.
And here's one for a boy in California.
Santa, you're really going to have to hurry. It's almost midnight. Here's some cowboy suits and space helmets.
Thank you, Mother. Now, how about those tractors, derricks, and telephone set, Spangles?
Yes.
Here they go, Santa.
And the regiment of soldiers, Santa, for that little boy in Georgia.
Hey, didn't the band go with that order?
Oh, let me see my list. One regiment of... An army band to lead them. Yes. Now, where is that band?
Here it is.
Oh.
Let's wind it up and see if it works all right.
Santa. Yes, it works perfectly. Oh, you'll just love it, Santa. Pick it up and put it in your bag, Spangles.
Oh, about time for the dolls now, Mother. Baby dolls all have their bonnets on.
Do you think I'd send out a baby doll without a bonnet in this weather, Santa? My goodness. Put them in gently, Spangles. Now, where is Sally Ann's cosmetic doll?
Oh, my stars. Is she on the loose again? I declare they're making dolls too darn human these days.
Santa, look. Now she's in the spaceship over there.
Oh, dear.
Hold on there. Hold on. My stars. That spaceship has them all fastened. But here we are. I got you. Now it's for you, Miss Glamour Girl. Into the bag with you.
Here, let's put the spaceship way on the other side and pack it in tight.
Yes, indeed. Be a fine thing if Teddy's spaceship wound up on the moon tomorrow morning. Well, are we all set now?
I'll go see if the reindeer are ready.
Yes, ready and waiting. Time to take off.
Here, now, let me help you into your fur coat, Santa.
Watch out for our mice family in my pocket, Mother.
Oh.
You're going to get quite a ride home.
I'm watching. You stop laughing. I can't button your coat over your little round belly. Why, you shake when you laugh like a bowl full of jelly.
All right, Mother. Are we all set now?
Mm-hmm.
Then, bag over my shoulder. And off I go. See you tomorrow sometime.
Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, St. Nicholas.
Well, yes, Mother.
Come back here. Put on your galoshes.
Oh, my goodness.
I declare, you're so anxious to get to those children, you don't take a little care of yourself.
Wait.
Now, you be careful when you slide down those chimneys, especially around New York City.
All right, Mother, all right. Bye.
Teddy, wake up.
Huh? What's the matter, Sally Ann?
Listen, out in the lawn there's a terrible clatter. Spring out of your bed and see what's the matter. Run through the window quick as a flash. Throw open the shutters and throw up the sash.
Sally Ann! Look, oh, Sally, look!
It's a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
And a little old driver so lively and quick. I know, Sally Ann. It's our own dear St. Nick.
Now, Dasher. Now, Dancer. Now, Prancer and Vixen. On Comet. On Cupid. On Dunder and Blitzen. To the top of the floor. To the top of the wall. Now, dash away. Dash away. Dash away all.
He gathers right up to the roof. Sally Ann, quick. Or he's coming down the chimney, down the stairs. Come on.
And here he is. He's all dressed in fur from his head to his foot.
And his clothes are all tarnished from ashes and soot.
A bundle of toys he's got on his back.
Looks like a peddler opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkle. His dimples, how merry.
His cheeks are like roses, his nose like a cherry. What a droll little mouth drawn up like a bow. And the beard on his chin is as white as the snow. He's so chubby and plump, a jolly old elf. I laugh just to watch him. Spite of myself. He speaks not a word, but goes right to his work. He filled all the stockings. Now he turns with a jerk. Hey, what's jumping out of his pocket? Why, it looks like 3 little mice. Oh, it's Happy. Now he's laying his finger aside of his nose. Goodbye, Santa Claus. Up the chimney he goes. He sprints to his sleigh. To his dame gives the whistle. And away they'll go like a down of a thistle. Santa, say something before you go out of sight.
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Yes, there it was, all wrapped up for Christmas. Your favorite holiday story, A Visit from St. Nicholas. The pretenders for today were Sally Ann,
Robert Karen,
Teddy,
Joe Fallon,
Mother,
Sybil Trent,
Mrs. Mouse,
Daisy Alden,
Mildred Mouse,
Gwen Davies,
Billy Mouse,
Jack Lawrence,
Mrs. Santa Claus,
William Wolfe,
and Santa Claus himself,
Michael O'Day,
Spangles,
Robert Moran,
and the blacksmith.
Arthur Anderson.
The original music was composed and conducted by Maurice Brown. Let's Pretend is directed by Gene Height. And Nyla Mack first adapted this story for radio 23 years ago. Since when we've done it every Christmas for you. But next week, well, Christmas will be over, so we've a brand new story for you about a little girl with a wish you've probably had. She wanted it to be Christmas every day. Don't miss Johanna Johnston's adaptation next week. Meantime, this is Uncle Bill saying Merry Christmas to all of you from all of us. And now here's Jim Campbell again.
Yes, pretenders, all of you who love to laugh at the adventures of that very special high school teacher, our Miss Brooks, are hereby alerted to the fact that her show, heard tomorrow over most of these same CBS radio stations, is likely to be especially funny. Our Miss Brooks has hopes of celebrating Christmas without going broke. So don't miss our Miss Brooks tomorrow. And there's comedy with My Little Margie Sunday night on the CBS Radio Network.
From Hollywood, the Judy Canova Show, each week by the Colgate Palmolive Tea Company, makers of Palmolive soap and Colgate tooth powder. Palmolive soap, your beauty hope, and Colgate tooth powder for a breath that's sweet present the Judy Canova Show with Mel Blanc, Ruby Dandridge, Joe Kearns, Verna Felton, George Neese, the Sportsman, Opie Case and his orchestra, and starring Judy Canova.
honey. He done left this town. Shoo, shoo, baby, shoo, shoo, shoo. If I'm feeling tomorrow, just like I feel today. Feeling tomorrow like you feel today. Feeling tomorrow, just like I feel today. Just like you feel today. Gotta take a look on the Maserati and make my getaway. Gonna make her getaway. St. Louis woman with a diamond ring. Hold that man round by her drum string. Store-bought hair. That old man, he wouldn't go nowhere. Got the same silly blues, just as blue as she can be. That man's got a heart like a rock that's in the sea.
Well, Judy has returned to Hollywood from her New York trip, and she and Aunt Agatha have been arranging an old-fashioned Christmas party for some of their exclusive Brentwood society friends.
Well, Judy, since you went away to New York, a lot of water has gone under the bridge.
Yep, and from the looks of the weather today, lots of bridges will be going under the water.
Judy, dear, I'm concerned. It's getting late and not one of our guests has arrived.
Well, maybe they thought we wasn't swell enough for 'em, Aunt Aggie. Do you suppose my bad Eddie Cutie scared them folks away?
It's possible, Judy. After all, at the Dubrock's party, you did eat your clam chowder through a veil.
Can I help it? I like the soup part, but I wanted to strain out the clams. I gotta get me a finer veil. 3 of the little ones slipped through the dragnet.
Yes, and at Mrs. Delbridge's Chinese dinner, you made an awful spectacle of yourself using those chopsticks.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't know what them chopsticks was for, and when the spaghetti came along, I knitted myself 3 pairs of socks. And the pity of it all, I ain't never worn none of them yet. The pity of it all. It's a plumb waste.
Judy, what a pity.
But it's a pity.
Yes, dear, but I can't understand why the guests aren't arriving for our old-fashioned Christmas party.
Mrs. Frost?
Yes?
Miss Canova?
Uh-huh.
I am Mrs. Vander Peister's butler. She expresses deep regret that she is unable to attend your old-fashioned party. One more would be too much.
One more party?
No, one more old-fashioned.
My, he sounds very British. I wonder where she got him.
Lend-Lease.
Well, anyway, even if Mrs. Vander Peister doesn't come, I'm still counting on Mrs. Ambrose, Mrs. Dubrock, and Miss Otis.
Mrs. Frost?
Yes?
Miss Otis regrets.
Oh, Judy, listen. The Christmas carolers. Let's open the window so we can hear them better. It's so beautiful.
Frankie's store, Johnny's store, bargains by the batch. Today we'll have our fire sale if we can find a match.
I didn't like the words, but oh, that baritone. I wonder how he developed such a deep, manly voice.
Just he sings so much corn, his voice got a husk in it. Howdy, mister.
Hello there, girlie. Remember me?
Why, sure. You that traveling salesman fellow I met in New York.
That's right, sister. Roscoe Old Wurtle's the name.
What's the O for?
O.P.A.
O.P.A.?
Yep, when I was born, my father took one look at me and hit the ceiling. Ain't that a lollapalooza? You tell 'em, postage stamp, I'm licked.
Hey.
Yeah?
What are you selling this time?
Well, I'm still selling Christmas cards, 5 and 10 cents a card.
What's the difference?
The 10-cent ones fit the envelope. Well, Wells Fargo, I can't express myself. Yeah, I guess it is.
sirree. Sis, I sold some to the head keeper of the zoo. You know, they're having trouble up at the zoo. All the elephants are on a strike.
Why are the elephants on strike?
They're tired of working for peanuts. Ain't that a wizaroo, though? Hey, you know, that's my father's favorite joke. You know, my father started life as a barefoot boy.
Shucks, come to think of it, I wasn't born with shoes on neither.
No, girlie, I mean, he was a self-made man. Why, do you know what my father was getting when I was born?
Nope, I bet he didn't either.
That really was a killer, sis. And now, don't be too hard on me, girl. Remember what the little kitten said as she was watching the tennis matches. Take it easy, boys. My old man's in the racket. Well, so long, girlie. I gotta make a noise like a handkerchief and blow.
That fella must have been scared by the smiling Irishman. Golly, ain't our Christmas trees pretty, Aunt Aggie?
Yes, it'll brighten up the party beautifully.
You know, Christmas trees are scarce back in Cactus Junction. That's when Uncle Evergreen come in handy.
Uncle Evergreen? Why did they call him that?
Well, during the Christmas holidays, they stood him up in a corner and he stayed lit for a week.
Ladies and gentlemen, this program is presented in cooperation with the Drug, Cosmetic, and Allied Industries by the Colgate-Palmolive Peak Company, makers of Colgate tooth powder and Palmolive soap, on behalf of the Veterans Information Program. To thousands of families this year, the happiest Christmas gift of all will be the return of their fighting men. Here is one veteran on his way who is thinking out loud.
Gosh, I can't believe it. I'm going to be home for Christmas. Home. I've been away 3 years. I feel kind of funny now I'm so close. Me with a bum arm. I wrote Mary I don't want any fussing. She'll understand. Only hope she keeps that Gabby Dame's sister of hers out of the way. I can just hear her. Oh, Bill, you poor fellow. I want to hear all about how you were wounded. Maybe a few guys want to talk about it. I, for one, want to forget. Forget there ever was a war. All I want is to get back home and take up where I left off. I've got a lot of living to catch up with. And, brother, I don't want any interference.
Friends, this returning veteran is one of many thousands. He's one of us, one of the great family of Americans coming home to live and work. When you meet him, be natural. Remember, he wants to take up where he left off. So welcome him as a man, a husband, a friend, a brother, a responsible citizen. Opie Case, his clarinet, and his orchestra playing the beautiful Rag.
boyfriend Pomeroy may be home for Christmas? Yeah, just got back from overseas and landed in New York. Gee, I bet he was glad to see the Statue of Liberty again. I'll say he was. You know something? He looked up at that Statue of Liberty and said, "You don't have to carry that torch any longer, baby. I'm home." I bet he'll bring you a nice Christmas present, Uranium. Well, I tell you, Miss Judy had a lot of presents for me, but I think they got sidetracked by some railroad man. Yeah, what makes you think so? Well, Pomeroy's telegram said no Christmas present this year, blaming on little Joe and a pair of boxcars. Uranium, is that the new dress you bought for his homecoming? Oh, yes, Miss Judy, ain't it something? Yeah, the salesman said I looked like I was poured into this dress. Yeah, you look like you was poured into it, all right, only you forgot to say when. Or at least, whoa, you could have said whoa. Oh, yeah. You know, you ain't exactly skin and bones, Uranium. To look at you, nobody'd ever know there's 239 bones in the human body. 239 bones? How'd they find that out? Well, they probably took Frank Sinatra and counted them out in the open. Oh. Oh, hello, Aunt Ag.
Judy, do you know if your Uncle R.T.'s taking a bath?
He said he was, Aunt Aggie. Why?
Well, I just passed the bathroom door. The faucets were turned on, and I heard snoring. I'm afraid Uncle R.T. has fallen asleep in the bathtub with the water running.
Well, don't worry. He always sleeps with his mouth open. Aunt Aggie, do you think our Christmas party will be a success?
I hope so. Of course, it won't be the sort of Christmas you're used to in Cactus Junction.
Oh, yeah, I know that, Aunt Aggie. Nothing could compare to Cactus Junction, you know.
Really? Well, what was so different about Christmas at Cactus Junction?
Well, for one thing, my Uncle George always brought over a gallon of MMSDS.
Gracious. What is MMSDS?
Missouri Mule Slow Death Special. It's mixed in 4 parts. 1 part corn, 1 part vodka, and 1 part gin.
That's only 3 parts. What about the 4th part?
Oh, that's the part that goes numb when you drink it. Out the presents. But, you know, giving out the presents was the most fun. I'll never forget the look in Granny's eyes the year I gave her that chandelier to wear around her neck.
Chandelier, Susan? You mean lavalier?
No, I mean chandelier. Grandma liked to read in bed.
Well, I was just thinking,
She
Judy.
did.
Judy, dear, wouldn't it be nice if we could carry out the Christmas theme tonight and have one of Santa Claus' reindeer on the lawn?
Oh, no, Aunt Aggie. Pa tried that once when he played Santa Claus. And when he bent over to pick up his pack, the reindeer butted him.
It did?
Yep, and Pa had antlers in his tantlers. Say, Aunt Aggie, are we going to have mistletoe tonight?
Well, yes. But I'm afraid that kissing under the mistletoe isn't what it used to be. Where are the old-fashioned girls who used to faint when a man kissed them?
Shucks, where's the old-fashioned men who used to make a girl faint?
Well, what about the men in New York, Judy? Didn't you like Ronald Belmont?
Yeah, but he was sort of kind of conceited.
Well, do you prefer conceited men or the other kind?
What other kind? Well, I'll tell you, Ronald was okay, but he was a fox.
A fox?
Yeah, that's a wolf that brings flowers.
Well, Judy, someday you'll find the right man. You know, every girl has natural endowment. Look at Betty Grable. What did she do with what she had? I ask you, what did she do with it?
I don't know, but if you find it, can I have some?
Pardon me for talking in your face, Senorita.
Oh, hello, Pedro. Say, you look awful. Where have you been?
Well, Senorita, me and Gonzales spent Saturday and Sunday in Azusa looking for the lost weekend.
But, Pedro, why were you in Azusa?
Well, Senorita, that is the first place a weekend would go to lose itself.
Pedro, you really look terrible. You need a shave.
Well, it's this Pacific Coast time. It gets me all mixed up.
It does?
See, I get 5 o'clock shadow 3 hours early. Senorita, I was at a Christmas party at my girl's house.
You were, huh, Pedro?
See, we played a kissing game called Puss in Boots. Yeah, but her father always spoils it.
Her father always spoils it.
Gee, he makes me stop playing Puss in Boots and boots me in the paws. Senorita, at the Christmas dinner, my girl would sneak me a kiss.
She would?
Gee, we had tomato soup and a kiss, then avocado salad and a kiss, then roast beef and a kiss, and every kiss made me feel a year younger.
What'd you have for dessert?
Melon's baby food. Well, I will be going now, Senorita, and remember, 30 days, Hacienda, April, June, and sombrero. All the rest have 31 except Tommy Manville, and he's getting close, no? Well, hasta luego, Senorita.
Now, later, Las Vegas yourself, Pedro.
Just kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. Haven't felt like this, my dear, just can't remember when. It's been a long, long time. You'll never know how many dreams I dreamed about you, or just how empty they'll seem without you. So kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time.
Kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time. Haven't felt like this, my dear, you can't remember when. It's been a long, long time. You'll never know how many dreams I dreamed about you, or just how empty they all seem without you. So kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again. It's been a long, long time.
Just kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again.
It's been a long, long time.
Haven't felt like this, my dear, just can't remember when.
It's been a long, long time.
You'll never know how many dreams I dreamed about you, or just how empty they'll seem without you. So
kiss me once and kiss me twice and kiss me once again.
It's been a long,
long
That was Judy Canova singing It's Been a Long, Long Time.
Judy, dear, it seems as if everything is going wrong.
Yeah, Maggie, even my surprise didn't work out.
What surprise?
Well, I had it all arranged to have my Uncle R.T. dress up like Santa Claus and come down the chimney, and I ain't heard from him for 2 hours.
Help, Dad-nabbit, help. I'm stuck in the chimney.
No, Dad, Aggie, that's Uncle R.T. He's been reclassified 1A.
What do you mean?
He's caught in the draft. How we get him out?
Help! Come on, Judy, we'll pull together. Let's concentrate on one big jerk.
What's your language there, sister?
All right, Aunt Aggie, here we go. Golly, do you suppose he was hurt?
Well, I ain't hurt, Judy girl, but dagnabbit, I don't like this Santa Claus suit.
Oh, Uncle R.T., it ain't nothing but a suit of red flannel underwear.
Well, this underwear ain't got no buttons, so I sewed myself into it and I couldn't get out.
Well, you should have used that escape hatch in the back.
Oh, by duty, Daddy, I must have caught a chill. Guess I better take a nip of my cough medicine. Oh, I just happen to have it right here with me, too. Just a little nip. Sure makes me feel better. You know, Judy, I must have caught this chill on the train.
What train did you come out on, Uncle R.T.?
Well, near as I can recollect, they called it the Atchison, Topeka, and Fay.
You mean Santa Fe?
No, I mean Fay. Santa's going to be busy till after Christmas. That's a joke, Judy. That's a joke.
It is. I say that is. Well, never mind, Uncle R.T. I got a present for you. Do you like books?
Books? Well, Judy girl, I reckon I do.
Do you like little women?
Yes, but I like big ones even better. Okay, look, Judy Pooty, I got a present for you, too.
What is it, Uncle R.T.?
Oh, here. It's one of them newfangled dresses that ain't got no straps and no back. It's so light and flimsy, you could go out in it and never know you had it on.
Oh, it looks beautiful, Judy. It's like a poem.
Looks more like a short story to me.
Oh, but it's lovely on you. Why don't you take the hanger out?
Hanger? Just them's my shoulder blades. Yeah, but I ought to look all right in this dress if Santa Claus brings me that pre-war girdle I want.
Judy, I'm lucky. I have a girdle that was made before the war.
I know, Aunt Aggie, but which war? Dolly, you know something? That pre-war girdle is the one thing I want most for Christmas.
Say, Miss Judy.
Your boyfriend, Mr. Box, was in the living room, and he's got a present for you. Oh, boy! I'll go right in and see him.
Geranium, did you happen to see what Mr. Boxford got for Judy?
Oh, no, ma'am. It's all wrapped up, but he told me he's given her what she wanted most. A big red sled.
A sled? Where did he get that idea?
Well, he started written on a Christmas list. She wrote a pre-war glider.
Pre-war glider? Yes. Goodness, Judy, spelling again. She meant a pre-war girdle.
Oh, well, all I know, ma'am, is that he didn't buy no girdle. He bought her a sled.
Oh, dear. This may be very embarrassing. I think we'd better go to the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, Benchley, I'm so excited. Geranium says you got a present for me.
Yes, Judy, I'm going to make you a happy girl.
You are, Benchley?
Yes, I saw that item on your Christmas list. I got you one.
Oh, gee willikers, I'm embarrassed. I didn't expect you to get me one of them.
Well, I'll admit I was almost tempted to keep it myself. I could use it around Bear Mountain. Judy, I got you one with steel runners.
Steel runners? Shucks, I want one that's got some give to it. Now, what's the steel runners for?
Well, to help hold the curves, of course.
Benchley, how'd you know what size to get?
Oh, don't worry. I tried it myself in the store. You know, I could just picture you on a cold morning, sliding it all over the place.
Shucks, Benchley, I only want it for around the house.
Is there room? Aren't you fenced in?
Well, not the way I want to be, but I want the kind I can sit down in and be comfortable.
Well, Judy, you'd have better control over it if you steered it head first.
Don't worry, I can swarm into it from any position.
Well, this one is a special job. There's room for 4.
Room for 4?
Well, maybe not. That might be stretching it a little.
Well, if it's got that much stretch, I don't want it. Benchley, please don't think I'm fussy, but I know what I want. Women just don't like the kind that creep.
Oh, well, Judy, this one is streamlined. And if you want some real fun, just try hitching it on behind a milk truck.
Benchley, I've heard enough. No man can talk like that to me. Goodbye.
Judy, why did you send Benchley home?
Why, Aunt Aggie, he insulted me. Yeah, he told me to hitch it on behind the milk truck, and I don't even get dressed with the shades up. Folks, on Tuesday we'll be having the first real Christmas we've had since the war began. A Christmas free from fear and worry about our loved ones. There'll be Christmas trees and toys and laughter and gladness in our hearts. So tonight, I'd like to sing a little song called Christmas Candles that I think expresses the true spirit of Christmas.
I see Christmas candles on a Christmas tree. And they light a lovely Yuletide reverie. In the candlelight so dim, we would sing a Christmas hymn as the church bells played a holy melody. At the dinner table, everyone in place. Then I see a star that says that grace. I see his face. The sweet things I remember when each year in December I see Christmas candles on a Christmas tree.
This is Vern Smith asking you to follow the 14-day Palmolive plan for a lovelier complexion. And don't take a chance with your romance. Use Colgate tooth powder night and morning and before every date. Ladies and gentlemen, this message is especially for the families and friends of veterans. Naturally, there are no rules about how to treat a man who comes home from the war. Or rather, I should say there is the rule of common sense. Just be natural. This message was presented in cooperation with the drug, cosmetic, and allied industries of the Colgate-Palmolive Teen Company, makers of Colgate tooth powder and Palmolive soap, on behalf of the Veterans Information Program. Now, here's Judy.
We're a little late, folks. Merry Christmas, everybody.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
And now, in cooperation with police and federal law enforcement departments throughout the United States, the only national program that brings you authentic police case histories. Gangbusters!
Special attention. Tonight, Saturday, December 22nd, 1945, a crime wave of the most serious proportions is spreading throughout the United States. A serious crime is being committed every 40 seconds and a murder every 3 hours.
And so we present Louis J. Valentine, former commissioner of the largest police force in the world, who will interview by proxy the Honorable Fred N. Hauser, District Attorney of Los Angeles County, California. Commissioner Valentine.
Mr. Hauser, I know that tonight's case is about one of the cruelest killers of the last decade.
Commissioner Valentine, the facts of tonight's case are almost unbelievable. During January of last year, such police flashes as the following were cracking out over the California airwaves.
Attention, Al Simeone, most dangerous gunman at large today. Epidemic of vicious holdups along California coast. Simeone cutting unprotected penitentiary. Simeone, burglary, December 4th, 1930. Rearrested, sent to San Quentin, 1933. Assault with deadly weapon. Attempt to commit murder, 1933. Killer, age 32, 6 feet, 150 pounds, slender build, dark complexion, piercing eyes. This man is fanatically cunning. Approach with caution.
Hello, darling.
Oh, Al.
Listen, baby, I'm treating you to a late dinner tonight.
Well, then I can see you tonight.
Yeah. The Flamingo Club for dinner and dancing.
Oh.
Get a table about 11 tonight. So look, if I'm a little late, order a big dinner for us, huh? Steaks, ice cream.
Working late again, darling?
Yeah.
Al, I'm crazy for you.
You know me for 1 week, and you're crazy for me.
You know I am.
Okay, Louise, have a big dinner ordered. like a big dinner after I finish my work. Hey, this is a nice place you got here.
Well, we like all people to be happy and gay in Ash's Cafe.
Well, to gaiety and to life.
And to the success of...
He's got a gun.
Stranger, put away that gun.
All of you stay right where you are. This is a hold-up. You're the owner. Open a cash register.
You're joking.
Open the cash register.
But you've been sitting at the bar drinking for an hour. You're a friend. You're joking.
I'm late for an appointment. Open that cash register. All the money.
This is all of it.
Turn your back and close the register.
Why should I close it?
Turn your back and close the register. If anyone moves, I'll kill them, too. I'm late for a dinner appointment. So long, folks.
Okay, somebody get murder.
Emergency. Killing at Ash's Bar. Wanton murder of proprietor. Killer slight of build. Black hair. Dressed as fashion plate. Has nervous habit of clearing throat. Description fits that of lone gunman Simeone. This killer is fiendishly cunning. Sound a general alarm. This man must be taken dead or alive.
Oh, darling, I've ordered the most wonderful dinner for us. La Flamingo is best.
You like that, huh?
Steaks, French fries, and broccoli with hollandaise.
Only a brunette would know what a man loves to eat.
Do you really like brunettes better than blondes, Al?
I never looked twice except at a brunette.
Wow, you're terrific. I've only known you a week, but I'd die for you.
What a charming way to make love.
Al, why were you so late coming tonight? What business are you in?
Well, you laughed.
Why?
I'm a toy salesman. I sell children's toys.
No, why would I laugh at that?
That was why I was late tonight. I had to meet a man at the cafe. I could make more money, but the pleasure of knowing when you sell toys, little children will play with them and be happy.
Oh, Al, you're so sweet. I didn't know there were men like you.
Didn't you?
No. But you do make money at it, Al. You always seem to have so much money.
And the way I got things planned, baby, I'm going to have lots more.
This is a hold-up. Quiet.
It's the Blackie does it.
You've all been hearing of police flashes recently. You know I shoot quick if anyone moves. Well, that's strange. A woman tending bar.
I am Mrs. Ortega. My husband owns this tavern. I only do it sometimes to help him.
Your husband here tonight?
Yes, in the back room. This Ortega was a veteran of World War I. We have a son who's fighting in the Pacific now.
That's nice. Somebody turn the radio on. I like to have music. Thanks. That's the idea. Now, Mrs. Ortega, open a cash register.
I will not do it. My husband and I work hard for our money.
The music sounds pretty. Now let's have the music at the cash register opening.
No.
Well, shoot.
You will shoot the mother of a boy who is fighting for your country. He will hear you will not dare talk to me like this.
But he isn't here.
Don't you dare talk to my wife. No. I stand in front of her.
Oh, dramatics, huh? Oh, you're the one I wanted anyhow. Forget the cash register. Open the safe.
I will open it. You can have everything there is.
Suits me. Open it.
There. Take it.
Scoop it up and give it to me. Put it in this bag. Now you'll turn your back and close the safe.
You have everything. Now go on, leave off.
I said to close the safe.
It's all right.
My husband! My husband! You shot my husband! Oh, my God.
gunman, slight, black hair, immaculately dressed, shot and killed proprietor Louis Ortega. Investigate at once. Description fits killer Simeone. Squad 4, proceed to section and block off.
Oh, Al.
Huh?
I'm here, on the bench.
Oh, it's so dark I didn't see you, Alan.
Gee, I've been so scared waiting for you.
Yeah.
Come on, sit down.
What's the matter, honey? No cute little blonde ever ought to be scared.
Well, the park's so dark, and you're late. Then all of a sudden I heard the sounds of police cars.
Oh, yeah. Some unscrupulous person probably pulled a holdup.
No, I was foolish. Now you're here, I'm not afraid.
I love blondes.
No brunettes.
I hate brunettes.
I'm afraid you'll sweat me off my feet, Al. 5 days and you're it.
Good. I had a little work to do, but I've looked forward all evening to meeting you out here on the park bench.
Al, what do you do for a living?
Me? Oh, you'll laugh if I tell you.
No, I won't.
I'm a salesman for artificial limbs.
Limbs?
Artificial limbs, legs, arms. I don't know, it gives me a feeling of worthwhileness, bringing happiness to people who are unfortunate.
Oh, Al, you do.
I could make more money other ways, but what's money beside the finer things in life?
Al, you're wonderful.
Well, I don't think I'm so good, but what's my opinion against thousands?
There goes the police siren again.
Now, are you nervous?
Of course not. Not with you here.
It's just a police car, probably hunting down some gunman.
Well, I hope they get him, too.
Sure. They're probably after that gunman who's been doing a lot of killing in cafes.
Oh,
but don't worry, honey. You got me right here to look after you. I got a lot of plans, baby. And you're in every one of them.
Mr. Hauser, I certainly agree with you that Al Simeone was one of the cruelest killers of the past decade. I know you have many more interesting facts to tell us. But first...
Now, back to Gangbusters and Commissioner Valentine.
With killer Al Simeone loose, Mr. Hauser, I know the district attorney's office as well as the police were faced with quite a problem.
We certainly were, Commissioner, because Simeone combined the worst features of a master criminal. He was vicious, tricky, unpredictable. One particular instance should be noted.
Another scotch and soda, lady, up this way.
Attention, please. All cafes and restaurants.
Quiet, everyone, please. There's a special announcement coming on over the radio.
We are breaking in on this program to make a very special announcement. The killer who has been operating in cafes and taverns is still at large. We ask all cafe owners and tavern owners to keep as little cash in their safes as possible. Special plainclothes detectives are covering many California cafes. This killer who has been causing a reign of terror is vicious. Now we will continue with our program.
Turn off the radio. It is too depressing. There's some music, please.
You know, if that killer came in here, I'd give him a clip on the jaw and knock him flat.
Oh, don't talk that way.
No, I would. He's probably yellow through and through.
It is the man who talks too loud who is the most frightening.
Yeah, well, I still say I'd hit him with my fist and knock him out. Yeah.
Do not talk so loud, please. The people are laughing at you and they...
An amusing way I have. You think I'm the braggart. No, I'm him. Up in the cash register.
Don't shoot. Don't. I will give you all the money we have.
Open it.
Yes. Yes, I will open it.
I've been watching this place. You have extra money in here.
You would take that money from us so hard, my husband and me work.
Don't get him angry, Mama. Let him take all the money and go away.
No. We worked for it too hard.
Don't make a move, anybody.
You shot my wife. My wife.
Shut this phone. I'll shoot anyone else who tries to stop me.
Emergency, double shooting, Southgate Cafe. Mrs. Gertrude Nelson in serious condition. Mr. Frank Nelson, her husband, has died. Killer, slight of build, black hair, immaculately dressed, fiendishly cunning. This killer must be caught, dead or alive. Special officers are being assigned to all cafe districts.
Simeone!
You look strange, Fingers. The last time I saw you, there were bars in front of you.
The same to you. See, you're hot, Simeone. The cops are sending out flashes about you every night.
But I'm like the ghost who disappears. I can use you, Fingers.
How'd you get in my room here? How'd you know where I was?
I have ways. Mind if I put this bag of eggs down here on the bed?
Eggs?
Yeah. I was on my way home. I get hungry sometimes after jobs, so I buy a few eggs and carry them around in this little paper bag.
You go nuts?
Don't move quick in the bed and break them, Fingers. Maybe if I put them under the covers with you, you might hatch them, huh?
Am I awake or are you a nightmare?
Fingers, I've thought up a new racket, and I can use you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I pulled my last holdup of taverns and cafes. I'm going to give the cops a different kind of headache. Look, all over Los Angeles, they have check cashing stations.
Yeah, they got banks, too. So what?
At all the big industrial plants, they got checkbooks.
So?
So these big corporations make checks out to the employees. The employees go to any one of a couple of hundred cash windows and cash their checks.
Go on. You're getting interesting.
There are so many of these places, the cops couldn't possibly cover them all.
Yeah?
Now, if I had a light-fingered man who could visit a lot of corporations and pick up a lot of loose checks, I could forge the checks, go to one of these cashing booths, and, shall we say, cash in?
Brother, this ain't no nightmare. It's a dream.
So says what?
So says you're good.
So says you does it, Fingers, hmm?
What do I get?
10%.
It's a deal. It's good for a couple of grand a week. Oh, careful. I hope I didn't break those eggs in your little paper bag.
Look inside and see. What do you think of my bag of eggs?
A gun, 38. What a beaut. What a gang.
I walk around like a little stuffed shirt with my little paper bag held in front of me. If the cops should start trailing me, I drop the little paper bag. It isn't mine. I don't know what's inside, and they can't hold me for carrying concealed weapons.
And when you go to a window to cash a check?
I'll place my little paper bag on the window, and if there's any trouble, there's the little gun right at my hand.
You're crazy, Simeone. Crazy. Crazy like a fox.
I have a hunch, Fingers, this little check cashing racket's going to have the cops a-popping.
Pardon me. Pretend you know me.
I'll scream. I'll shout for an officer.
I'm an officer. Here's my badge.
Oh.
This is very confidential. I know who you are. A cashier at the Acme Check Cashing Service.
What? Well, yeah.
We're contacting you this way so as not to place you in any danger. Shake hands with me.
Yeah.
Well, that's a picture I'm putting in your hand. A picture of a criminal we're after. If he stops at your cash window, tell him you can't cash his check. But to go to the check cashing window in the terminal building. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's all you need to know. We didn't want to contact you at your home. Thank you, that's all.
Hello?
This is the Los Angeles Police. Mr. Henry?
Why, yes?
We're mailing you a picture. Please keep it in the strictest confidence.
What do you mean?
A picture of a criminal. If this man comes to your check cashing window, tell him you can't cash his check. You'll have to go to the check cashing window in the terminal building.
I'll do anything you say, sir.
The picture will arrive by mail in the morning. Please keep this in the strictest confidence.
Yes, I shall be glad to, sir.
Headquarters.
Captain, this is Inspector Harwood.
Yes, Inspector.
There are scores of check cashing windows in Los Angeles. Now, between the district attorney's office and our own department, we've contacted almost every clerk. If this black-haired killer goes to one of these windows to cash any more of those bogus checks,
I think there's going to be fireworks.
Good work, Inspector. We've laid enough traps, but he's avoided every one. We've got to get him before he murders any more people. And if we can, take him alive.
Well, I'm going to cover the terminal building myself, sir. And if he's sent there...
Yes, what's your plan?
The way the terminal building's built, I'll have to be 100 feet away from the booth. But I've had my shoes rubber, soled, and heaved. I think I can make a run and hit him with a flying tackle.
He's quick as a cat with a gun.
He's going to have to be this time, sir, because I want to keep on living, too.
Well, hello.
Good morning.
I want to cash a check, and don't knock this paper bag of eggs off your window ledge.
I didn't know eggs were so scarce. You men had to carry them around with you.
Fresh ones are. I have a wage check I want to cash.
Well, let me see it.
Yeah. Say, don't you get lonesome sitting in that booth all by yourself?
Sometime.
All right, headed then. Yes.
You, work for the oil company?
Oh, yes.
$250, eh?
I'm a scientist.
You are?
A scientist who loves redheads.
Flatterer. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but I'm afraid you'll have to go down to the terminal building to cash this.
Why?
Well, we're a little low on funds. I'm sorry, sir. The terminal building.
There's a cashier's booth there, like this one.
Oh, you can't miss it. It's right in the middle of the building.
All right.
Oh, don't forget your bag of eggs.
I got a weakness for redheads.
Have you?
Look, after I get my check cashed, suppose I come back and see you.
Well, maybe.
We could have a lot of fun.
All right, I tell you, you cash your check down there, and if you aren't doing anything afterward, come back and see me.
It's a date, Red. You'll be seeing me.
Maybe. Operator, give me the terminal building, quick.
Is this the terminal check cashing window?
Yes.
I've got a check I want to have cashed.
No, certainly.
I'll just put this bag of eggs up on the shelf here.
Oh, don't drop them now. I don't want any scrambled eggs at this window.
Now, this is a paycheck of $250.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right here.
This is your signature?
It is.
That's nice. You worked there long?
Oh, about 5 years. I'm in the research department.
You must like that work.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Can you cash the check?
Oh, yes. Let me see now. I've got to get my money out. What identification do you have?
Well, I have my cards, and I can show you some of my papers.
Oh! Good work, Inspector.
Speed out, cold, Captain.
What a football tackle. He's a slippery article, Inspector. He had his gun in his bag.
I'll get these cuffs on him.
Inspector, you tackled the cruelest killer on the West Coast, and he still doesn't know what struck him.
He will, though, by the time the courts get through with him. That's why I wanted him alive, so they could give him what he's got coming to him.
What hit me?
The law, Simeone. The law.
Well, Commissioner Valentine, Simeone was convicted of murder. And just 3 weeks ago today, he was taken into the death room of San Quentin Penitentiary at 10 in the morning. 8.5 minutes later, Simeone was pronounced dead.
Thank you, Mr. Hauser, for telling us the facts in tonight's case. Clever as Simeone was, he wasn't clever enough to beat the combined forces of the law.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve.
It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Perry, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products. Well, it's almost here. Only one more day. And there isn't a kid in the whole country who looks forward to it with more eagerness than Gildersleeve. Here comes the great man now, plodding up the front walk to his home. He's a little weary, a little out of breath, but his eyes, how they twinkle. His dimples, how merry. And what a load of parcels he's got, right up to his chin. Oh, he can't even get hold of the doorknob.
Bertie! Bertie, quick, help me here, Bertie.
Mr. Gildersleeve, all them packages.
Yeah, grab some of them, will you, Bertie? Grab the top ones.
I got them. Let go with your chin.
Yeah, where can we hide these, Bertie, where the kids won't find them?
Gosh, I don't believe there's a spot in the whole house that Leroy ain't into and out of all day long.
Well, how about the cedar chest up in the sewing room?
Him and Piggy were playing lifeboat in that yesterday.
Lifeboat?
Yeah, they wanted me to fly over them and drop them rations. But I told them, I just told them I was too busy to do any flying. I got other things to do. Plenty, besides flying.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me see.
Oh, I know, in the wood closet.
Oh, that's no good, Bertie. Leroy's supposed to check that every day and make sure it's filled. That's one of his regular duties.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I could put a 7-layer cake in that closet, and it would be safe for a year with chocolate frosting. Any wood gets in there, I put it in there.
Yeah, well, you know him better than I do, Bertie. Let's hide him in the wood closet, then.
Oh, quick, Mr. Gildersleeve. I think I hear Leroy coming in the back way.
Oh, here, you hide him, Bertie. I'll go and head him off.
Yes.
Well, my boy. Home from school already?
I didn't go to school today. We didn't have any school. You know that.
Oh, that's so. I'd forgotten. Well, how does it feel not to have any school then, huh? Pretty fine?
We went through all this at breakfast. What's up?
What do you mean, what's up?
What are you acting so funny about?
Who's acting funny? I'm merely trying to have a little conversation with you, that's all.
Gosh, most of the time you won't even listen to me. Well, let me just go...
I wouldn't go in there just now if I were you, Leroy.
Why not?
It's Christmas, my boy. Doesn't pay to ask too many questions.
Is it something for me?
Doesn't pay to ask too many questions.
Gosh, I know what I hope it is.
That's good.
There's just one thing I want for Christmas, that's all. Just one thing.
I believe I've heard you mention that before.
I wouldn't care if I didn't get another single thing if I just got that. Just that one thing. If I just got that would make Christmas perfect. I say it's one thing. There are several parts to it, actually. There's the bass drum and the snare drum and the cowbells, the wood block and the cymbal.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Gildersleeve, all clear.
We can go in the front of the house now, my boy. Now, don't run.
What was Bertie doing, hiding us?
She asked me to step out while she was cleaning up in there.
Uh-huh.
All right for us to come in now, Bertie?
Oh, yes, sir. I put them logs away like you told me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Leroy, don't you go near that wood closet or you won't get a single thing that's in there, you hear?
Oh, I wasn't thinking of going near it. Why would I want to go near the wood closet?
Not to put any wood in it, I'll bet. Well, don't, that's all.
I was telling Uncle Mort, Bertie, there's only one thing I want for Christmas this year.
Leroy, it strikes me that all you ever think about is getting. You should give more thought to giving. That's the spirit of Christmas, my boy.
Oh, don't worry. I got that all taken care of. I know just what I'm going to give everybody. Except Marge.
Well, you better get busy on her present, too, then. Practically Christmas Eve. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting till I find out how much she spends on my present.
Confound it, Leroy. That's no way to do. Christmas is not a time for horse trading. It's a time for generosity and being nice. Marjorie?
Hi, Unky. Where have you been? At the Bullards. Not that it's any of your business.
Who said you could stay to lunch?
Nobody. Do I have to ask your permission?
Oh, stop it, both of you. Why can't you children be nice to each other on Christmas Eve, at least?
Well, I'm being nice. He's the one who
Quiet.
Oh, Unky, I meant to ask you, is it all right if I go out for a while this evening with Marshall?
Go out. My dear, this is Christmas Eve.
Well, I know, but all the gang...
Christmas Eve we always spend at home. You know that.
Well, that's just the point.
What do you mean?
Well,
she says Christmas Eve is corny.
I didn't say it was corny. I said it was dull.
My dear, what kind of talk is this?
Well, it's true. Everybody has to stay at home.
What?
I said everybody has to stay at home, and everybody has to do the same old thing year after year and pretend to enjoy it.
Marjorie, where do you get these ideas?
From Marshall. Oh, go away. Uncle Mort, you know as well as I do, Christmas is nothing but a commercialized racket.
Indeed.
Just a way of making money.
Is that so?
So why go on being mushy and old-fashioned and sentimental about it? You can't expect us to go on believing all that nonsense forever. After all, we're not children. I am.
You both are, if you only knew it. And that Marshall, if I get my hands on him.
I believe if you want something badly enough and you ask Santa Claus for it, and you keep wishing you had it, and you try to be a good boy, even if you're not too good. If you just try like I have all year, why, you can't tell. You might get it.
Yes.
Because if you didn't, that'd be disappointing a little boy and Santa Claus would...
Oh, come off of it, Leroy. Now, Marjorie, about this evening.
Oh, well, all we're doing, Uncle Mort, a bunch of us are going over to Francie's and play her new phonograph and dance and things. Marshall's bringing his collection of hot records.
Hot records on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, and that's not all. Tell them what you call it, Marge. They call it the Anti-Santy Club.
Why don't you keep out of this?
Well, all I can say, I don't know what's happened to Christmas. But I think the whole thing is the most disgusting idea I ever heard of.
Uncle Mort, you don't want Marshall to think I'm a baby who isn't even allowed to go out after dark.
It strikes me, young lady, that you care more about what Marshall thinks than what I think. All right, go on, ruin Christmas. You've already ruined it anyway, you two.
Aren't you going to help me decorate the tree, Uncle?
Decorate it yourself.
Well, do I have to do it all alone?
Well, don't if you don't want to. I don't care if we even have a tree.
Boy, here's that little angel with a parachute. Remember him? Where do you think he looked best, Unc? Up top?
I don't care where you put him.
Gosh. Can I have a candy cane?
Before dinner?
Just one, Unc?
Have two. Maybe they'll make you sick.
Doorbell. I'll go. It might be a package. Oh, hi, Marshall. Come on in.
Your sister around?
She's upstairs.
If that kid comes near me, I'll...
Hey, Mom, it's your boyfriend.
Leroy.
It's Marshall, Unc.
Good evening, sir.
Hello?
I wanted Marge to hear a record I found today. Are you interested in good records, Mr. Gildersleeve?
In good ones, yes.
Well, this is a real find. An oldie, of course, but a real collector's item. Harry James' record of The Mole.
The what?
The Mole.
I thought that's what you said.
You'd like to hear it?
Not particularly. I understand, young man, that you've plans for this evening, you and Marjorie. Now, I may be old-fashioned, Marshall, but I was brought up to believe that Christmas...
hello, Marshall. Let's go into the study, shall we, so we won't disturb Uncle Mort?
No, just a minute. Doorbell.
I got it. Oh, hi, Craig. What do you want? My brother here? Hey, Marshall, come on home.
Why?
To hang up your... Because Pop says to, that's why.
What for?
To hang up your stocking.
Excuse me, Marge. Listen, Squirt. What's the idea? Come over here.
Pop says he doesn't care what you told Mom. He says you come home and hang up your stocking or it'll break your neck.
Okay.
And he says you needn't think you're going out of the house tonight either.
Craig, have a candy cane. Fine boy, fine boy.
Well, if you'll excuse me, about tonight, Marge, I don't know. It doesn't look too good.
That's perfectly all right, Marshall. Marjorie understands perfectly, don't you, my dear? Yes, indeed. You just run along. Oh, Marjorie, I don't want you to be too disappointed.
Well, to tell you the truth, Unky, I'm kind of glad.
Well, it looks as if we might have a white Christmas after all.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. Some friends dropped in the other night to help us trim our Christmas tree. And after we had the tree all decked out, Mrs. Lang served a buffet lunch. And while one of our guests was fixing a sandwich, she said to me,
I suppose, John, that this spread is the parquet margarine we've heard you raving about on the Gildersleeve show.
That's it, the one and only parquet margarine.
Well, here's that chance I've been waiting for. You've been saying that parquet margarine is still unmatched for flavor.
Yes, I have, and the best way to prove it is to taste that sandwich you just spread with parquet.
All right. 1, 2, 3, tasting.
Now, there's real flavor for you. Fresh, sweet, and delicate. Am I right?
Yes, you are. It's really delicious.
Thank you. And friends, I'm sure you'll have the same gratifying taste experience the very first time you spread parquet margarine on bread, hot toast, and rolls. I'm sure you'll agree with the millions who prefer parquet margarine, that it's still unmatched for flavor. Try it soon and let your own taste decide. That's Parkay, parquet margarine, made by the Kraft Foods Company. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. It's getting on toward 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and here and there in Summerfield, lights have been turned on. Here a Christmas tree, there a neon sign. The Gildersleeve house is not yet lit up, though Gildersleeve is there wrapping parcels and putting artistic bows on them. At the moment, he is alone in the parlor.
Darn fancy paper. They never make it big enough. Must think people give each other thimbles for Christmas.
Hi, Alf, what you doing?
Don't sneak up on me like that, Leroy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
You didn't scare me. You merely surprised me. You were hoping you'd see something, weren't you?
No, I just happened to come downstairs quietly. I've been wrapping up Marge's present.
Oh, finally got one, did you?
Yeah. Swell, too. It cost $1.50.
Well, what is it?
Perfume. The bottle is shaped like a little house. I hope it smells good.
You mean you didn't smell it before you bought it?
Nah, but for $1.50, how could it be lousy?
Well, I hope you're right, my boy. Well, if your presents are ready, maybe you could help me wrap up some of these things.
Okay, sure, Unc.
Here, see if you can do a nice job on this box of cigars.
Who's it for, the old ghost?
Yeah, no. Leroy, these cigars are from my very good friend, Judge Horace Hooker.
Okay.
Oh, you, that is, my boy.
Maybe it's a present. Marge, look at all the packages.
Oh, I took around some presents, and everywhere I went, they gave me something.
Well, that's Christmas, my dear.
Gosh, is all that stuff for you, Marge?
Oh, not all of it. Some of it's for the whole family.
I know those family presents. Doilies.
Don't be pessimistic. Put the things under the tree, my dear, and then you can help me and Leroy wrap up this other stuff.
Okay. I hope what Francie gave me is what I think.
What do you think?
What I gave her. I was going to get one for myself, too, but then I figured maybe.
Christmas is a bad time to buy things for yourself, my dear.
Here's the judge's cigars, Unc. Neat, hey?
A little shaggy, but I'll pass it. Where's that card I made out for him? Oh, here. Just shove this under the string.
Okay. Why doesn't Leroy take it over to him?
Oh, maybe he can later. The judge doesn't stop by. He generally looks in on Christmas Eve.
You know what we ought to do? Francie's mother does it every year. We ought to get an extra package ready in case somebody drops in with a present we don't expect.
Well, good idea. Very clever.
I don't get it.
Well, you remember how embarrassing it was when Mrs. Pettibone came by last year?
Embarrassing? All she brought was a glass of jelly.
That's not the spirit, Leroy. Mrs. Pettibone was thoughtful enough to bring us a Christmas remembrance. It was beautifully wrapped, too.
So you couldn't tell it was jelly.
What did you say, Leroy?
Nothing.
Well, just be careful. Remember that Santa Claus can hear you even if I can't.
Okay. Do you think he's heard me say anything about a set of drums?
He certainly has. I venture to say he's sick of hearing about them.
Okay. Unky, I know just the thing for the extra present. Those bookends Aunt Hattie sent you last year.
The two Cupids leaning against each other? I don't know, my dear.
You never cared for them particularly, but someone else might be crazy about them.
Can't imagine who. But go ahead and wrap them up. They'll do for a real emergency.
I'll go upstairs and get them. Doorbell, I'll get it.
Well, Merry Christmas, children.
Merry Christmas, Judge.
Is your uncle home? Oh, here he is. Compliments of the season, Throckmorton.
Well, same to you, Horace. Same to you. Take off your coat and mittens and make yourself at home.
No, I can't. Thank you just the same. I just stopped by to leave some little Christmas remembrance.
Oh, you shouldn't have done it, Horace. Leroy, where's that package we had for Judge Hooker?
Coming up.
Here. Take this with you, Horace, and all of our best wishes for a very Merry Christmas.
Throckmorton, you shouldn't have done it.
Nonsense, old man. Christmas comes but once a year.
So it does. And in spite of all the inconvenience and the crowded stores and the whatnot, it's a grand old day.
Yeah, nothing like it. It's a day when a man really feels close to his friends and his family.
Exactly. Well, I've got to be running along. I hope you children won't be disappointed when you open your stockings tomorrow.
I'm sure everything will be lovely, Judge.
I hope it's as lovely as you're looking right this minute, my dear.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
She's growing up to be a pretty child, Throckmorton.
Don't tell her, Judge. You'll give her ideas.
Got your package, Judge?
Yes, thank you. Well, goodbye, all.
So long, Judge. Thanks a lot. Oh, yes, thank you, Judge.
Don't mention it.
Merry Christmas, Horace.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Good old Horace. Original, too, yeah. A little difficult at times, a little set in his ways, maybe, but true blue just the same.
He's sweet. You said it. Can we look at the stuff he brought, Unc?
I think we'd better wait till tomorrow.
Oh, just one little peek.
Well, just one then, and no shaking, mind you.
Okay. Best wishes for a happy Christmas to Marjorie from her friend Judge Hooker. My, it's big. Merry Christmas to Leroy, and be careful with this. Say, might be a knife.
Yes. Well, what does mine say?
Yours? He only left 2.
What?
That's right, Uncle Morris.
Why, that two-faced old goat. And I gave him 25 cigars, 3 for $29.
No, it's more blessed to give than to receive.
Don't tell me I know it, but by George, I'll show him next year. Well, the place is beginning to look Christmassy. Tree never really looks like anything till it's dark outside.
Let's turn out all the lights, then it'll look super. No, not now. I'm reading.
Christmas cards look nice up on the mantel there. I think we got more cards than usual this year.
That's because the war's over.
Well, maybe. Say, I think it would be nice to spend a few minutes looking at our cards, make a little good wish for each of the people who sent them. What do you say, children?
It'd be more fun to open a present.
Yeah, Leroy. After all, a Christmas card is a real thought. A lot of trouble, too.
Well, sure, only...
Never mind. Marjorie, what about you?
I'm reading.
What a family. Well, I think it's a good idea, and I'm going through with it. Let's see. Here's a pretty card. 3 wise men walking through the snow to Bethlehem.
There wasn't any snow in Bethlehem.
There was 2. You can see it right here in the picture. Noel, Noel. That's all it says. Very nice. Yeah, who sent this? Oh, Summerfield Hardware Company. Hoping to fill your tool needs in 1946. By George, that's enough to turn a man's doorbell.
I got it. Leroy seems awfully willing today. Hello, Mr. Peavy. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Peavy, I completely forgot him. I haven't got a present for him.
It had his bookend.
Gee.
Come on in, Mr. Peavy. He'll be glad to see you.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I want to take this opportunity to wish a very Merry Christmas to you and to your family.
Why, thank you, Mr. Peavy.
Yes, thanks, Peavy, and the same to you, and to Mrs. Peavy. Tell her, Peavy, that I... Peavy?
What's the matter?
Is that lipstick on your cheek, or do my eyes deceive me?
Lipstick?
Yes.
On my cheek?
Yes.
Well, that darn mistletoe.
I don't blame the mistletoe, Peavy. Mistletoe isn't what leads a man astray.
I didn't go astray. I just went to deliver a Christmas present to Mr... To take a present to this certain party.
Who is it, Peavy? I might go take this party a little certain present myself. Come on now. Who was it?
Mr. Gildersleeve, a gentleman never betrays a lady. Just the same, I better get this stuff off my face before I go home. Mrs. Peavy doesn't take much stock in mistletoe.
Here, don't use your handkerchief, Peavy. Leroy, take Mr. Peavy up to the bathroom.
Okay.
Oh, I can't believe that's necessary.
It's the only way. Isn't it, Marjorie?
It's the best way, Mr. Peavy.
The way of the transgressor is hard. Well, show me where it is, Leroy.
Okay. Gosh, all this fuss about a little lipstick. Poor Mr. Peavy.
Marjorie, he's left a 5-pound box of chocolates here. Look, Mr. Gildersleeve and family from the Peavies. What shall I do?
But the bookends. Oh, isn't it lucky we thought of it?
I suppose so. No, by George, it's not. I wouldn't give those bookends to a nice fellow like Peavy. I don't know who I would give them to now that I come to think of it.
Well, what can you do? We haven't got another thing.
Yes, we have. I have, that is. I bought myself a little present today. A little silver lighter I couldn't resist.
Why, Uncle Mort.
All right, I know I shouldn't have done it. Well, I'll give it to Peavy.
We'd better hurry and wrap it.
It's all wrapped. Right here under the tree. Thought I'd surprise myself Christmas morning.
What about a card?
Oh, yes, a card.
Here.
Merry Christmas to good old Peavy from Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve and family. What's so funny?
I was just reading the card you had on it before.
Give me that card.
To Throckmorton from his loving brother.
Well, my brother Wendell would probably give me a lighter if he thought of it, if he had any money. Oh, there you are, Peavy, as good as new.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. Rubbed half my face away getting the darn stuff off.
Yeah, he really worked on it.
I'm much obliged for the use of your facilities, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, think nothing of it, Peavy. Come on, sit down and relax for a while.
No, I really can't. Mrs. Peavy and I light our tree at 6 o'clock sharp, and I gotta be there.
Oh, well, in that case, of course.
No, I just came over to bring a couple of small gifts to you and Mrs. Ransom and
Oh, Mrs. Ransom. That's where you ran into the mistletoe.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm a cad.
Don't you worry about it, Peavy. If I know her, she was more to blame than you.
No, I wouldn't say that. I gave her as good as I got.
Well.
I'd really better be going, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I'll just leave this little thought for you and Marjorie and Leroy, if I may.
Little thought? It's a 5-pound box of chocolates.
My best grade.
You shouldn't have done it, Peavy. But here, take this along, and I hope you and Mrs. Peavy have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you. Good night, Marjorie. Good night, Leroy.
Good night, Mr. Peavy.
Good night, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good night, Peavy. Go straight home now.
For Mrs. Ransom?
Yes, I have, my dear. Why do you ask?
Because I see her coming up the front walk. I'll go.
You will kindly stay right where you are, my boy. You too, my dear.
Don't worry.
I will handle this. Leela, Merry Christmas.
Same to you, Throckmorton.
My. What are all those packages?
Oh, take some of them, will you, please?
Yeah, just put them down here for a second. There.
Throckmorton, what on earth?
Heavy hangs over your head, Leela.
Throckmorton, I've got a cold.
What do I care? Merry Christmas.
Oh, my goodness, you absolutely took my breath away.
Did I? Well, Happy New Year. Come on in, Leela. Take off your coat and stay a while.
Well, just for a minute. Can you bring my packages like a sweet line?
Oh, sure thing. Say, a lot of them, too.
Well, I want to explain about that. Good evening, Marjorie. Hello, Leroy.
Hi, Mrs. Ransom. What do you know?
Good evening, Mrs. Ransom. Well, I do hope you children are going to like the presents I brought you, but I never know.
Don't worry. Whatever it is, I'll be crazy about it.
Well, this package is for you, Leroy.
Gee, thanks a million.
And this is for Marjorie. The Bonton Specialty
toy shop. My dream.
And this is for Bertie.
Oh, put it with Bertie's things under the tree, my boy.
Got it.
And this is for you, Throckmorton.
Lily, you shouldn't have done it.
Oh, that's silly.
What's this other package, Mrs. Ransom?
Oh, that's the strangest thing. Judge Hooker came by with a gift for me, the old darling.
The old goat.
Oh, but wait, Throckmorton. He accidentally left a package for you at the same time.
What?
Look, to Throckmorton, best wishes for a Merry Christmas from the old goat.
Well, I'll be darned. Good old Hooker. He was true blue after all.
What's in the package, Unc?
Looks like a box of cigars. 50 Coronas. Well, I'll make it up to him next year.
Oh, the tree looks simply lovely, Marjorie. Did you decorate it?
No, Leroy did it all.
Well, Leroy, you should be real proud. I don't think I ever saw a prettier tree.
Thanks a lot.
Well, our side of the family always had a flair for that sort of thing. Good taste was just born in Leroy.
Oh, Unky, now that Mrs. Ransom's here, why don't we sing a few Christmas carols?
Oh, an excellent suggestion. Will you play for us, Leela?
I'd love to. I don't think Christmas is Christmas without singing a few carols.
Well, come on, then. Come on, Leroy. You can sing alto if you're careful.
Don't worry about me. You're the one that gets off.
Yes. Now, my boy.
Excuse me, Miss Gildersleeve. Is it all right if I go now?
Well, good evening, Bertie. Merry Christmas.
Good evening, Miss Ransom. I didn't see you over there.
I thought you'd left long ago, Bertie. Sure, you can go.
All right, then. I guess I will.
Bertie's going to sing a solo tonight in church.
Now, Leroy.
Is that a fact, Bertie? A solo?
Well, won't be nobody singing but me. Not on this one particular carol. It's just a little Christmas carol, that's all.
Well, why don't you sing it here, Bertie, before you leave?
Oh, no, I don't want to do that.
Oh, come on, Bertie.
Yes, Bertie, do you good. Sing it now, and you'll do it better in church.
I'd be too scared, Mr. Gildersleeve.
There's nothing to be scared of, Bertie. Is that your music you got there?
Yes, sir, just a little book of carols.
Come on. Leela, you can play this, can't you?
Well, I don't believe I know it, but I guess I can play it.
All right, Bertie. Sing it.
Lolly, thou little tiny child, bye-bye, lolly, lolly. Lolly, thou little tiny child, bye-bye, lolly, lolly.
Oh, Bertie, that's lovely.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Kind of a funny tune, but I like it.
So did I.
You'll do fine in church, Bertie. Now, before you go, let's sing something we can all sing, huh?
Joy to the world. Oh, yeah.
Come on, everybody in on this. Let her go, Leela.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him robe. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
Yes, sir. Christmas.
Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, except the great Gildersleeve. Gildersleeve is still downstairs, fussing with something or other next to the Christmas tree.
Yeah, guess I'll go to bed. Well, I may live to regret this. But what do I care? Merry Christmas, everybody.
The Kraft Foods Company and the entire cast of the Great Gildersleeve join in wishing every one of you the merriest Christmas and the happiest holiday season you've ever had. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.